evening, everyone. It's Romania Black, and it is time for our second installment of this year's Januyaoi. Now, I've got a couple things to tell y'all before we start, and my dogs will hopefully be nice before we start, but I have a feeling this is going to be a very touch and go video for this week because way back several months ago, I was sent an amazing gift by a fellow patron, Zero Anti Zero, which was the Heart of Thomas, one of their favorite BLs. And I was like, oh, well, since this is just one giant volume, I feel like it will be very worthy for a Januyaoi title. And so I included it on the poll on Patreon, and it definitely was one of the top 4. So here we are checking it out. You'll notice it is huge. There's a lot. This is like a deluxe volume, 3-in-1 manga volumes for the Heart of Thomas, which congratulations to us. We get to do it all in one go. But I'm going to tell you all a little trade secret. I know this is the second entry for Januyaoi this year, but I've actually already recorded the third. The third, which will be next week, which is No Love Zone, was the other modern entry on this year's Januyaoi, and I was in such a buzz after Mask Danshi that I was like, I just want to go ahead and do the new one. I want to go ahead and watch it. It's got an OVA. Let's go ahead and do it, and we'll save Heart of Thomas for later because it's just manga only. And so I did that, and that video is like nearly 5 hours long. I did the OVA, all of the manhwa that was left. Yeah, it's a long ass video. So I hope you're ready next week. Hope you have nothing to do on that Friday and Saturday to get through that. Put it on 2x speed to get through it. Yeah, it's insane. And just looking at this and knowing that I could be spending a very long time through this, we might be here a couple hours as well, but we shall see. We shall see. But it is the Heart of Thomas. I'm super excited. I know nothing about this. I'm going in 100% blind, but I figured I'd don my Victorian best since I feel like Thomas and I'm assuming that's Thomas. I feel like we are very hand in hand doing our best to represent with the bows and the frills and all of that good stuff. So we'll see how that goes. But I just wanted to make sure, get myself a lovely little cup of coffee in a teacup and start us off. So all I know is that this is actually the Heart of Thomas. If I look at it, I didn't want to look up too much because I didn't want to be spoiled. This is one of those old-fashioned manga when they were released in the US. I have some over on that shelf. I don't know if you can see the bottom of it, but I have some of the old Fruits Basket Ultimate editions that came out in the 90s and the early 2000s. They stopped making them, which is very sad, but they were kind of like deluxe editions. This one, if you open up the front cover, it just dives right into the series. There's no copyright. There's no nothing. They're just Heart of Thomas. And you're like, what about all the information? So, but if you turn it around like they did, they're used to people opening it from this way because they think that Americans can't figure it out. But when you open it up from the other side, they actually have, if I get it right, the start of the manga starts the same way. And then they actually talk about the copyright and things like that. So if I open up to Heart of Thomas, translated by Rachel Thorne. So thank you, Rachel Thorne. And then it says on here by Moto Hagio. And it actually was originally, this edition was published in 2024, so it's a reprint. The Perfect Edition was originally 2007, which is about the time of the Fruits Basket Perfect Editions. But the original publication, the Japanese edition, was 1995. So if you can believe it, y'all, we're going back 30 years almost. 30 years since the Heart of Thomas. So good for us. We're doing a 30th year anniversary for Heart of Thomas. So yeah, this is from the 90s. Our last entry for the 4th week of Januyaoi will be the 80s. So we're covering many a decade this year for Januyaoi. But yeah, I have no clue what this is about. I haven't read the description. It seems like perhaps since it's Thomas, makes me think that this might be some like British Victorian anime yaoi, which I'm all for, but I'm super excited to see what we're going to talk about in this series. So we're going to go through it. And you all will be able to see up in the corner, you'll be able to see the parts of the manga itself. But since it's the reprint, the good thing about it is since it's reprinted, you all can order this. I know that I've been looking at Donmai and things like that where it's been a little bit harder to get a hold of, especially with yaoi. But I feel like we're kind of in a yaoi renaissance in a way where there's a lot of global interest and people are reprinting old editions and redoing new editions. And so that's really exciting. So if you get a chance to get a Heart of Thomas, let's see what we can do, shall we? But with that in mind, thank you all so much for joining me for this year's Januyaoi. I don't know if this is going to be as long as next week's installment, but we'll see. But anyway, we're going to get started here and open up Heart of Thomas, get it set up here so y'all can see it on the screen to the best of your abilities. And we're going to do that here, old Fantagraphics, here in 3, 2, 1. If you open it from the other side, it will give you a very kind message that says you're about to read the end of the book, so please don't. Which is fun. That I'm glad that they're very honest and they're like, please don't spoil yourself. So I was like, well, that's cool of them. I'm very curious about the Heart of Thomas. I don't know what in the world to expect. So we're actually going to move this teacup over here. That seems more stable. All right. I've been thinking for nearly 6 months, thinking about my life and my death and about a certain friend. Ooh. That morning, Thomas Werner deposited a single letter at the post office. Spring was close at hand. The snow made a watery sound and melted beneath his shoes. Oh, I love that. I love the watery melting of the snow like it's about to be spring. And my life and my death, that does not mean that he's dead necessarily. It means he could have had a near-death experience. And I wonder if this certain friend is the person that we have the yaoi with. Oh. Oh, wow. Oh. Julie. Why is this person jumping? What is this? It's a Wonderful Life moment. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay. Did they die at the end? Did Thomas die? Did they jump off at the end and that was it? What an opening. I've been thinking for nearly 6 months about my life and death and about a certain friend. I'm well aware that I am but an adolescent child, and so I know that this boyhood love will be flung against some sexless, unknown, transparent something. This is not some simple gamble, and the problem is not that I loved him. He must love me. He must. Right now, for all intents and purposes, he is dead. And if it means bringing him to life, I think nothing of having my own body shattered. They say a person dies twice. First comes the death of the self. Then later comes the death of being forgotten by friends. If that is so, I shall never know that second death. Even if he should die, he will never forget me. In this way, I shall always be alive in his eyes. So the one guy that he loved is dead, and he's possibly dead, but he won't be forgotten. Well, okay. Wow. Well, so our protagonist and our two lovers seemingly have died within the first 5 minutes. I know I opened this up to the right way. What? Oh no, tragedy already. What? Wow, Julie. Look, it's Julie. Guten Morgen, Julie. Oh, Guten Morgen. Haven't you heard? It's awful. Thomas is dead. Don't cry, Auntie. There. Thomas Werner, the cute little Fraulein in the grade before us. The teacher says he must have slipped in the snow. Just the day before yesterday, Saturday, in the morning. But why? We're all in shock. I mean, he fell from the bridge that crosses the railway, just as Easter vacation was ending. Is there anything else I should know about? Nothing. Everyone is back safely, so... Thomas Werner loved you, Julie. I thought everyone was already aware how that little farce had played out. Well, so this is not the lover because they said the lover was dead. Thomas said the lover was dead and he killed himself because he couldn't live on without him. But this Julie, was he our third wheel? Oh my, I can't believe he's dead now already. Also the pinkish red colors in there. Huh. Farce, but is it mass? Is mass at the usual hour? Yeah. There'll be a memorial. I'll see you there. Well, Thomas, stop it, Auntie. Well, it's not fair to Julie. Crocodile tears, if you ask me. Now Auntie's rival is out of the way. Oh. Julie. Hey, Oscar. Good to see you. Have you heard? About Thomas, it's quite a commotion. Look at your desk. There's a little something for you. Poor, poor Thomas Werner, dead. A letter. It came yesterday. It was here when I arrived. Close the window. It's freezing. See the postmark? He sent it out on Saturday morning, the day of the accident. Did you know Thomas's home is here in the city? No, I didn't. You're going to read it? But you've always just torn them up. He's gone now. He's gone now. These are his last thoughts, his last words. I have a duty to read it. And it only cost him his life. Not that he had any idea he'd be passing through the pearly gates the day before last. Perhaps he asks for a response. To Julie, one last time. This is my love. This is the sound of my heart. Surely you must understand. To Julie, one last time. Thomas Werner, the cute little Fraulein in the grade below us. Thomas fell, is dead. The bridge, dead. Thomas Werner, how did he die? Julie, what's wrong with your voice? Is it such a passionate letter? How did he die? It was an accident. Julie, what's wrong? It can't be. This is a suicide note addressed to you. A suicide note. Oh. Well, no, I refuse to accept this. It's time for mass. I'll be right there. Oh, Julie! Morgan! A suicide note addressed to you. Did you hear about Thomas? Yeah, all the upperclassmen know about it already. Really? Poor Thomas. He was such a sweet boy. It was just bad luck. Someone was saying it's the greatest tragedy in the history of Schlotterbach Gymnasium. Such a waste. He was such a pretty little Fraulein. I know that crossing that bridge, it's really high. Liebe. His face must have been crushed. Cut it out. It was probably snowing. It's so shocking, Julie. Oh my gosh. Let's create the ambiance of this scene. I have some very sad news today. Here it comes. Shh. Thomas Werner, an 8th grader, has passed away. He was 13. It happened 2 days ago on Saturday. While crossing an overhead bridge near Rem station, he apparently fell through a gap in the chain link fence. It was a truly unfortunate accident. He was one of Schlotterbach's finest students. One of the best. To Julie, one last time. This is my love. I've heard this story before in the Old Testament. This is the sound of my heart. A man of great faith who bound his own son to an altar and stooped ready to slit his throat in place of a lamb. Surely you must understand. Is this a sacrifice? You must know. To me? Ending his own life? Julie. Thomas Werner killed himself and left you a suicide note. What are you going to do? Tell the teachers, the priest, his friends, his family? Tell them Thomas would have fallen even if there'd been no gap in the fence? Stop talking like that. And he did, and that he did, so he could no longer bear his love for a black-haired upperclassman. Get a hold of yourself. Did you love Thomas? Even a little? No. Are you going to class, prefect? Yes. Are you sure you're up to it? Come on, we're skipping. I can't do that. Wait, Julie, you have nothing to say? It's my problem, not yours. I still don't understand what happened. What do you want me to say? And what can you say to me? Thomas Werner killed himself. The weather is beautiful for yesterday's funeral. Honestly, I'm already I would love to see a live action adaptation of this already. I'm kind of I'm so enthralled with Julie and Thomas. I thought that Thomas's lover was dead. So unless this was a third person and it was a love triangle, I'm so curious. And the religious context is it looks like they're on at an all boys school. And they're all middle schoolers. Yeah, it was the nicest weather we've had in days, and the flowers were so pretty. He had two older brothers. They're both graduates of Schlotterbach. Thomas' mother looked just like Thomas. Her voice was similar. She seemed so kind, but I felt so bad for her. She was crying the whole time. Julie, why weren't you at the funeral? Why? He wasn't in the same grade as us. He was in a different class. Well, yeah, but we're in the same school and you're a prefect. Besides, you knew Thomas. I didn't like him. And I'm sorry, but I still don't like him. Well, guess who received the white feathered arrow? The same invitation Thomas had to attend the upperclassmen's weekly tea party at Jacob House. Oh. I bet it's Auntie. Bingo, that cheeky little minx. So Thomas's death is good news for Auntie. We should do something to compete with Jacob House. Maybe we could have a March Hare tea party. Say, do you think Julie's still angry about the business with the farce? Beats me. I'd be happy to have Thomas tell me he likes me whether it was true or not. But he's dead now. You'd think he could forgive him. That business probably started as a game. Auntie and Thomas. Trying to see who would be the first to seduce that stuffy, black-haired upperclassman. Prefect, librarian, top student. Julie above reproach, with nary a blemish nor a scandal to his name. Those two were great friends, and they were the apples of the upperclassman's eyes. He always found some excuse to hang around me. I thought he was a strange boy, but then... Julie, do you know about Auntie and Thomas's bet? I don't know if you've heard, but the whole school is waiting to see if you'll fall for Thomas. Oh, Unraveling Nabach. Oh, it's just on the board there. Oh. I'm afraid I missed the last scene. I heard that you blew off Thomas quite brutally in front of everyone. Blew him off? I just put an end to their little farce. This is ridiculous. But still. Besides, that was some 6 months ago. That can't possibly be the reason he killed himself. Yeah, it was probably a game to you and everyone up and to Auntie. But after that, Thomas sent you several letters. You threw them all away without reading them, but surely you guessed what was in them, Julie. How can a person love so much as to die? That's no simple thing. I believe that Thomas truly loved you. Julie, this is my love. Not that there's anything to be done about it, except to shed a few tears for him and forget about it. This is the sound of my heart. Surely you must understand. But I don't understand. Oh my God, I'm sucked in already. So Julie has been left behind. And it doesn't seem like Julie had any interest in Thomas, but didn't want this to be shared. I'm curious about the person that is the wavy hair that smokes, that seems to be the other prefect. Interesting. Well, let's see what we get. East Francia comprised the Saxons, the Swabians, the Bavarians, the Frisians, the Franks, and the Thurnigans. Excellent, Julie. Now, this was in effect, the birth of a new country. Now, what is the origin of the word Deutschland? And furthermore, what's holding him together? You've been diligent about attending class lately. Oh, Oscar, yes, sir. Actually, it's about Julie. He's your roommate, isn't he? Has something happened? Of course, his grades are good, but lately, he's Julie. Lately? Oh. I'm sorry I bothered you. It must be my imagination, or I thought there was a health problem, or... Has Herr Harmon said anything to you? He asked about my health and told me my report was good. Well, isn't that fine? Math homework? Yes. Smoke? You can't be serious. A bit tense, aren't we? It's as if his whole body was spitting out blue sparks. Find your answer, Julie, and then get it off your chest. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, him catching him and bursting into roses. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, Thomas. It's nothing. I was just dreaming. Is that so? It must have been pretty damned frightening. You're as white as a sheet. Was that the wind? What time is it? It's almost 3. They say more people die at this hour than any other. Can you sleep? Lights out. There's someone here. Julie's standing there. Don't be a fool. There's no one in. There is. Listen, just outside the door. Calm down, Julie. Look at me. It's him. He's standing there. It's Thomas. Thomas is here outside the door. There's no one here. In the dream, Julie, you've got to stop this. What? This business about Thomas Warner. Is it because you feel responsible? Because he loved you? Say something, damn it. Oh my gosh. What is this? Oh, Julie. My chest, it feels so heavy. It hurts. It hurts. I can't. What's wrong, Julie? What's wrong? Breathe. You're cold. Thomas, let go. Stop. Oh, shit. You gotta do chest compressions, too. You can't just do CPR, Oscar, without chest compressions. Don't do this to me, Julie. Julie, can you hear me out? I mean, the fact that he's kissing him alone is like erotic in itself. You're not doing chest compressions, but still. Oh. Oh, Auntie. Whoever you are, get in here. A towel. Get a towel, Auntie. This one, yes. Idiot, a wet towel. What's wrong with Julie? Nothing. He just had a fit. And for Auntie to walk in and see him and Oscar kissing. Oh my gosh, in the window watching them. Oh, I want to know, like, has he had these fits before? So Julie's not sick? We don't have to call a doctor? No, this is something Julie will have to heal himself. Auntie lower, isn't it? 1 grade down, floor up. Yes, that's right. I heard voices, so I have no more need of you. Off to bed. Guten Nacht. Close the door. What do you want? The show's over. What are you doing there? Nothing. It's just that if Julie's sick... Now, you're not stupid enough to go spreading rumors about what happened tonight, are you, Auntie? No. But could you give me a token of appreciation for keeping quiet? What a little bitch! Oh my God! What do you want? What you did to Julie. Oh, having trouble breathing, Auntie? That's right. Then come here. No, it's too bright there. These horny boys. Oh. Oh. Now get lost. Oscar ain't afraid to do stuff. He's like, fine, be this way. Ho. Ho. You've come too. Yes, sorry about that. And thanks. Well, I've had enough of being jerked around. He's, what's that? Never mind what it is. Oh, it's alcohol. Yeah. Oh, cognac and water. Oh. Now sleep and no more dreams. Let's put this thing to rest. All of it. Don't even think about Thomas anymore. Just don't think. Easier said than done, sir. Oscar, do you know about the grieving process? I don't think you're taking that into consideration, quite frankly, sir. Why did you love me? What did you want? What can I do? Why did it have to be me, Thomas? The scent of these flowers is so strong, overly ripe, sweet, and heavy, coiling around me. Oh, I like the sunlight hitting the bottle and reflecting on him. Don't go to class today. I'll tell the teachers you're not well. Fine, I don't feel like doing anything. Glad to hear it. Do as you damn well please for a week. Bye. Auntie. I wonder if Auntie and Thomas got up to any shenanigans since we're on the subject. Oh. Everything is back to normal. It's been a fortnight since poor Thomas Warner died in an accident. Well, a suicide, actually. Hey, Oscar, where's Julie? He's got a bit of a migraine. He comes up in conversation now and again. but they have begun to forget him. Now it is Auntie Lauer who is invited to the upperclassmen's tea party. As popular as he was, they have nonetheless accepted the absence of Thomas Werner. Julie, it's time for you to accept as well. Forget about him. A brief will and testament. The letter Thomas sent me before he died. He jumped from this high bridge into my arms, having sent me his will. What am I supposed to do? Follow him into death? I've been thinking of you, Thomas. Since you died and left me, I think of nothing but you. I think of nothing but you. The words of the letter I read that morning echo inside my head. To Julie one last time, I've memorized the whole thing. This is my love. This is the sound of my heart. The sound of my heart, such a quiet path. Hello, Thomas. I've come. It's me. It's me. Thank you for the letter. For your testament. Here is my answer. I will not be ruled by you. I will decide for myself what is the truth, and I know that it is not you, so never. Never show yourself to me again, Thomas Werner. Oh my gosh, instead he's haunted Thomas Werner. Oh, what? Oh my gosh. So of course the question is, did Julie love Thomas or not? I mean, I wish we could go back in the past and see this all build up to this moment. I don't mind that we're immediately getting this next scene, but I would love to go back and see like what exactly we've been missing. Also the rose and the flower. So curious. Auntie's a little bitch. Oh. You. What is it, Julie? Julie? You know me? Oh, what a lucky guess. You're a Schlotterbach student, aren't you? You're a transfer student? Yeah, first year high school. You're in the high school? Where are you from? Oh, Cologne North. Rhine-Westphalia. And your name? What is this? I asked you what your name is, so you did. It's quite an attitude you've got there. Oh, they look like Thomas. Huh. Do you know Thomas Werner? No, I don't. I can tell you that's not my name. What about it? He committed suicide. Is that so? What does that have to do with me? Not a thing. Apart from the fact that you look exactly like him. Oh, that's ridiculous. Julie, he's a strange one. He has a strange look in his eyes. He's so high-handed. Stopping and interrogating me like that. See? Anyone named... Oh, July. Oh, July. Or is it Julie? Anyone named for the month of July is trouble. I don't like him. Acting like he's my dad. Julius July Schwartz. Mustachioed fop. Fooling Mama Mary or Marie with his claim to be descended from nobility. And Marie choosing her boyfriend over her only child. Sending me off to this provincial school. She'll be sorry. Who is this? This guy that's come out of nowhere. What? Oh, sorry about that. Are you a transfer student? The entrance is on the left. Werner? Oh, what? What? Oh, look. Is he a transfer student? Why are they gawking at? He can't even whistle properly. They say he's a transfer student. A transfer. Look at him. What? He's a spitting image. Is he related to Thomas? The kid who killed himself? Oh, hey, watch where you're going. Why don't you watch where you're going? Are you a transfer student? I'm sick of hearing that one. Oh, I'm sorry. The headmaster's office is this way. I didn't mean to stare, but you should probably know that. Oh, what? That I look like somebody that just committed suicide? Suicide? Thomas Werner died in an accident. Fell from a crossing bridge. Who put that dramatic, romantic, ridiculous story in your head? Some weird kid named Julie. How should I know? Julie? Julie Bauernfiend? Oh, I see. Yes. Yeah, he's a little strange. Well, this is creepy. Who is this Tom Werner anyway? Did he really look like me? Like I said, a kid who died in an accident. Well, you look like him, but there are plenty of people in this world who look alike. Take me, for example. I'm the spitting image of my dead mother. They say I got a girl's face. Oh, is that so? What's your name? Oh my gosh, that's really morbid. But also, so this guy's the doppelganger of Thomas. Oh, I can't imagine that Julie is going to be mildly obsessed. Oh, Eric Frowling. Well, my dear Frowling, are you going to cause a bit of a sensation here? It can't be avoided. Too many boys with too many time on their hands, and Thomas just died a fortnight ago. But you are Eric Frowling. And you most certainly are not Thomas Werner. Just keep that in mind, do you understand? What are you? Oh, what? My name is Oscar. Here we are, knock before entering. Oh, and one more thing. Stay away from Julie or you may end up dead. What? Oh my God. Well, I mean, I understand why Oscar wants to keep Julie away from Eric, because it's like Eric's just going to get haunted and tormented by Julie, who's obsessed with Thomas now. Oh, knock before entering, and you are Eric von Frühling. What a school! Ah, what a school! Oh, Eric, yes, your paperwork's taken care of. I see, I'm Headmaster Mueller. Tell me, do you have any family by the last name Werner, Eric? What a school! Nice. Yeah, my only family is Marie. I don't know any Thomases, and I don't know any Wermers. Thomas. He was a good pupil. Everyone liked him. He was 1 year younger than you, and he passed away in a tragic accident. I'm sure you'll get used to life here, and you too. I did not come here to replace some dead kid. This guardian of yours, Julius Schwartz, what is his relationship to you? He's Marie's fiancé. Not that I approve. Well, come with me. This is the study hall. Class are over, so you should change into your uniform by dinner. And so I like the idea that we have Eric. Eric's mother... He's mad that she's remarried this man named Julius. Julius is another name derived from July. And that's why he automatically doesn't like July. Well, this just got really interesting. Well, Julie would never fake an illness. He wouldn't leave school grounds without permission. But he's not in the room or the cafeteria in the library. We can't find him anywhere. Boys, quiet down. Now allow me to introduce Eric Frühling from Cologne. I like fencing. Anybody got a problem with that? Been waiting for you. Where were you? Love it. Love it. Oh my gosh. I feel bad for Eric because Eric's like, I am not this guy. What the fudge? Oh, where did you meet Eric Frühling? Meet who? The transfer student? You talked to him about Thomas. You even told him that Thomas killed himself. Eric Frühling. His name's Eric. I went to the cemetery and I met him on the way home. The cemetery. I tore up his testament in front of his grave. Julie. The bell for dinner. Let's go, Julie. And then what, Julie? Oh my God, that art. That atmosphere that seemed to oppress him disappeared. Julie, what do you intend to do to Eric? He's not Thomas. Oh, look, it's him, the new boy from Cologne. Oh, yes, he's the first year of high school. I heard he's an upperclassman. They said so. Over here, look at this guy. Yes, Auntie? Can you believe it? He really looks like him. The color of his eyes and his hair are different. That's not Thomas. That's not Thomas. Damn! Auntie being like, no, his hair and eye colors are different. It's not him. Thomas, this school is infuriating. My face isn't an exhibition piece. Oh, it's that jerk I met by the cemetery. We're in the same class, so it seems. All day I've been hearing about this dead kid. But I don't know anything about him. What was Thomas like? He was cute, so he got a lot of attention. They called him Fraulein, and he seemed to like it. Fraulein? What, Thomas was a girl? That's what they called him. Stop it, Julie! Julie, even you don't have the right to talk like that. Thomas was a quiet boy. Just because you didn't like him. Didn't like him? Why are you attacking Julie? Julie's groupies. Yeah, Thomas was really called Fraulein. You called him that yourself, Herbert. Julie, even you don't have a right. You married an even Julie? Julie's the prefect. Watch your tongue transfer. My. Hey, you're wearing a ring. Don't touch it. It's an engagement ring. It's a Verlobungsring ring. Are you engaged to? Who are you engaged to? Marie. Marie, who's that? Mein Mutter. Oh, well, you should take that off. It's too tight. I have to chop my finger off. Then you should cut your finger off. Damn. Julie, you said you didn't like Thomas. Why? We all have our tastes, don't we? Quit asking rude questions, Transfer. Well, quit calling me Transfer. I have a name, and I'm talking to the prefect, Freckles. That idiot. I've been meaning to ask which is the truth. How did Thomas Werner die? Damn! All the drama! All of the drama! Oh my God. It was an accident, but you said earlier it was an accident. He slipped and fell from a crossing bridge. Really? And here I thought it was murder. Are you sure you didn't push him off yourself? All right, you show him, Julie. Liebe. Oh my God, Eric, no, you ill-mannered. Oh my God, what is going on? It's a fight. Stay back. Look out, it's going to tip over. I just made you. Oh my God, Oscar's like, this is out of control. This is this food fight between all of these boys. Oh my God. What are you doing? Stop it, all you boys. Sit down. Sit down. What did I ever do to you? It's your fault for being over here. I said, stop it, you idiot. Stop. Oscar, I was just sitting here and you. Oscar is laying down the law. Oscar is like, bitch, no. Look, so I look like some guy. I don't have to, oh my God, just not gonna have it. Damn, Oscar. Damn. Right. Everyone who stood up, no dinner for you. Shower, change your clothes, and get to bed. Double time. You too, le bébé. Hey, what right? Just look what you did. My. Oscar Reiser may skip a lot of classes, but he's certainly useful in a pinch like this. A natural leader. And the other side of the room has been totaled. Ante Lauer, you run along too. But I didn't stand up, sir. Well, you can't eat like that, can you? No, sir. I wonder what's become of that boy's father. What, it's been 5 years? He hasn't come to visit once. Interesting. We've picked a lively one. Damn! This man he's just come in and caused all of the stir. I do really like the way the story is leading and having Eric not be like Tom. We hardly know nothing about Thomas except that he killed himself and his like thoughts right before then. But okay. So Eric mad that his mother's remarrying. Interesting. 5 years ago on a cloudy spring day, Gustav... Oh, they were talking about Oscar, not Auntie. Gustav Reiser came to Schlotterbach Gymnasium, leading his little son Oscar by the hand. Wow, he was a gangly tall kid even then. My wife passed away about 1.5 years ago. I knew that. Gustav and I were old friends from university. In those useful days, we had vied for the love of a beautiful Helene, and Helene married Gustav. I pursued my studies alone, and today I am 5th headmaster of Schlotterbach. How can I tell him that he is my son? When should I tell him? Tell him that he was born because I loved Helene. Beautiful Helene. Helene like a graceful white bird. For years, Helene and Gustav failed to conceive a child. Oh my God. What the drama. I'm perfectly healthy and there are artificial ways. I do love Gustav, but I so want a child. My wife passed away about 1.5 years ago. He said a pistol went off by accident several days before Christmas. What? Wow. I was going to say, Oscar doesn't look anything like his dad, but there's probably a reason for that. And my sight is starting to go. It's the nerves. I'm all but blind, but in my left eye. Before I go completely blind, I want to travel to South America and take photographs. This is my son. After Helene passed away, he's been traveling with me. He hasn't seen the inside of a classroom in 1 year. If you could keep him here until I get back. He was a professional photographer and he'd grown thin over several years and he wore a scruffy beard, yet he looked 10 years my junior. He must have known that he could not father a child with Helene. He must have known who the father of the conceived child was. And that must be why he brought the child here to me. It's been 5 years. South America, where is he now? Gustav may never return. When should I tell him? Oscar, I am your father. Oh my God, what drama. That tall boy Oscar, is he really in the same grade as us? Yeah, he's in our grade, but he's been traveling and came late, so he's a year older than us. Oh, you didn't have to slap me that hard. Eric, you don't want to make an enemy out of Oscar. The headmaster looks out for him. He's Julie's roommate. I wish that I was in a 2-person room. A 2-person room? They have those here? See, that's the Johann house. That's where the 9th and 10th graders live. Julie and Oscar are the prefects of that house. Students in charge of the dormitories. So that's why Julie merits an even you. You know, that attitude of yours. Eric, the locks behind your ears are a little like bunched up grapes. You should grow them out into long curls. Don't touch me. Get changed. It's almost time for lights out. This transfer has a temper. Thomas was refined and quiet and a favorite at the tea parties, but how many times do I have to tell you? I don't know this Thomas brat from Adam. No shouting at night, le bébé. Le bébé, it's French. It means der Saugling. That's what Oscar called him. You little what? Watch those hands. I'm the head of this room. Do you have any idea how a gymnasium works? We expect you to adhere to the rules and discipline of the group living, so watch that attitude. Now get changed. Libe, Adam, Iggy, finish, and let the others use the sink. Okay, so Libe is one of the kids' names. I didn't know if it was just a phrase or what. Eric, this is your first time living in a dormitory, isn't it? Well, the first time in a dorm and the first time in a school. What? Surely you've been to school. No. Marie wouldn't let me go. I had tutors at home. Oh, what is he, royalty? Did you hear that? He had private tutors. What kind of family does he come from? And he wears a ring. School. So many different types of boys. It's noisy and crowded and feverish. And him, what's his story? Just because I look like some dead kid named Thomas. And he didn't like that kid. He looks daggers at me. As if I'd done anything to deserve this. I have no use for school. I'll be going home soon anyway. She could never live without me. That Austrian could never be as important to her as I am. I'll get a letter any day now. I'm sorry, mine Eric. Please come home. And then I'll fly home to Marie. Marie. Man, okay, all right. Oh, another day is over, all present and accounted for. I'm beat. Let's get to sleep. Sorry, but I have to write a letter. Will the light keep you awake? No problem. Come to think of it, it's been a couple weeks since Julie wrote his family. 2 weeks. Not since Thomas Werner's death. Can I look? Sure. You always want to read my letters. Well, I'm interested in letters to home, since I don't have one of my own. Even if I wanted to write to my father, he's gone to South America and hasn't been heard from in 5 years. It's so strange. Oscar and I just happened to end up as prefects sharing a room. He has no mother. I have no father. There are times when each of us envies the other. The cherry trees in front of the school are ready to bloom, and the snow has turned to rain. I almost forgot that Julie has no father. A grandmother, mother, and younger sister, all women. How are you all? I'm sorry it's been so long since I've written. We've begun studying geometry. It's an interesting subject. Has Elizabeth gotten over her cold? Her 8th birthday's coming up. I'll be sure to send her a card. Take care with love from Julie. Nice letter. Is that all? That's all. The new boy, Eric. Leave him alone. I am leaving him alone. Really? Then there's no problem. You're the one who should leave me alone. I'm doing this because I'm worried about you. I don't need you to worry about me. Then don't do things to make me worry. How should I have left you alone when you collapsed in the middle of the night? If you were psychologically stable and healthy, I'd be happy to leave you alone. You're mixing up that firecracker of a transfer student with Thomas, I can tell. And, oh, Julie! It's lights out and I've finished my letter. Good night. If you didn't notice, I was talking. I'm sleepy. Why don't you quit playing games and just listen? Well, there's nothing to discuss. Then what was that letter? If there's nothing wrong, why not write about Thomas's suicide or the new boy? It's a facade. Give that back. Oh. A deep scar. Like a twisted grin. Oh. Oh! Where'd you get the scar from? What? What? You're surprised it's an old scar. I fell hard on the corner of a desk. That is terrifying. What is that face? Oh my God. There's nothing rare about a scar like that. I'm going to bed. I try to offer his advice and you throw it back in my face. You do as you damn well please. I'll just pray that you're not as stupid as that. Good night. There's nothing rare about a scar like that. It doesn't seem to have bothered him, even if he had noticed that I was upset and wondered about it. Boys are getting scrapes and sprains every day. Who was it? Who tied a rope to the beech tree and broke 3 ribs playing Tarzan? Fell on the corner of a desk. Where'd that come from? You're a liar, Julie Brownfiend. A liar, what of it? There's nothing new about it. This scar. This devil's deed, this seal of blood, this curse. It will never disappear. Oh! Oh, wow, it's a cigarette scar, isn't it? So you're saying, you're saying you love no one. Thomas Warner, leave me alone, be gone. As long as no one knows who I truly am, I can go on and live with life, hiding it. I sing the hymns and speak of God, yet I've lost my angel's wings. Every week I wrote home with love. At school I'm respected prefect. Yet I trust no one. I love no one. And so no one need love me. No one need believe in me. I pretend, straighten my collar, put on my facade, and I can just feign innocence and go on with life. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Julie. I know everything. I know about the scar, the burn mark, when it was put there and how. And that is the reason we were put in this room together, that I am here to watch over you. Oh, so is the scar and the burn mark from home? Or is it from while he was here? Was it from himself? The mystery, y'all. The mystery. Oh, mine, Eric. It's time to wake up, dear. Morning has come, Eric. Open your sleepy eyes. Kiss me, Marie, and I'll get up. Oh! Kiss me, Marie, and I'll get up. What time is it, Noisy Bell? Is there mass? It's cold. Is there not hot water in this school? I'm clean enough. Forget it. Oh, wow. Fool, you're late. Get in here. Oh. Hello. And how are you today, Mr. Feisty Transfer Student? I seem to have come in the wrong door. Never mind that. Just sing. There's the hymnal. But Mea culpa. I see your voice hasn't changed yet. This is where the Ober Prima students sit. Can't have a soprano among the bass. Are you Ober Prima? I am. Name is Bacchus. Bacchus? What's so funny? It's just that your name is so fitting. Oh, there's Eric with Bacchus. He came out the upperclassman's door. I've taken a liking to you. Would you care to come over to our tea party? Tea party? I'll pick you up at 4 on Saturday. What he's talking with Bacchus about beats me. The windows are crammed with onlookers like monkeys in suits. Morgan. He seems nice enough when he smiles, doesn't he? Kiss me, Marie. Ha! That's enough, Herbert. Oh. Well, pardon me, Herr Prefect. Quite a change in attitude from yesterday. I'm beginning to regret that you blew off Thomas. Eric just joined our school yesterday. For the last time, I'm not... Thomas. Yeah, we know. Come here and keep quiet. I don't want to fight, Herbert. You know better than anyone that what you said to the transfer student is unworthy of you. Now the situation's been clarified, you can count on us, Julie's personal bodyguards, to protect you from Herbert with our very lives. Interesting. Oh, look at this sweet 80s, 70s clothing. Oh, my. That Julie Brown fiend really gets my goat. He knows exactly what to say to fill me with self-loathing. I tell you, you blew it, Herbert. I thought you wanted to bring Eric into our group. Hey, Oscar. Bacchus. What do you do over the holidays? You never stopped by. Can I bum a smoke? Don't disturb my sleep. I didn't get a wink last night. You're no fun. You should come to the tea parties once in a while. Oh, those things? Boring. I invited the transfer to the next one. Eric? Mm-hmm. He's touchy, but he's a good kid. A good kid. There's the rub. Yes, I think he is. Bacchus invited you to tea? Oh, that's brilliant. You're the first from our class. Brilliant. I had a feeling you might end up getting an invite. Why me? Must be those curls. You're cute. Cute. Thomas Werner used to be a regular guest at the tea parties. That moron Auntie took his spot. Auntie? You should read the newspapers in the headmaster's office so you'll have something to talk about. But the one who can read in the headmaster's office, the only one who can read in there is Oscar. What about Oscar? So you're going to take the place of that moron Auntie? I'm not going. I have no intention of being a Fraulein Thomas's stand-in. No one said you were... Oh, wait, Eric. Cute. I'm no girl. Well, sure, you look like him. Are you guys Julie's bodyguards? You know, the one who started harassing me? You've got it all wrong. Julie's a great prefect. He works hard and he's honest and just. It's true. But it's also true that he hated Thomas. Who's to say he won't look at you the same way? You shut up. You'll take any boy who's cute. You should keep away from these lowlifes, Eric. They're stupid and uncouth, and they eat like pigs. Oh, don't touch me. I'm not a toy. I feel bad for Eric. He's like, I did not ask to be here. Pardon me, Herbert. Were you the one who advised these 8 students the science papers? Yeah, they're in my group. None of them have written out the formula. They can't simply submit an answer. They're riddled with spelling errors. I like they just came to bitch about it. Want to read the newspaper? That won't be necessary, idiots, using me as a pawn in their fights. No, they like you. It's true, they crave an idol. Marie, school is such a strange place. The gymnasium sits on top of the hill, and from the higher windows you can see the roofs of the town. Yet without relays, without an authorized pass, the stations, the roads, the market are all a separate world. We all talk and run and laugh in a similar fashion. We're like identical single-celled organisms under a microscope, all wearing the same uniform. The long hallways, the staircases, window after window after window. It's like a world inside a single drop of water. Marie, what are you doing now? I'm still waiting for a letter from you. Oh, Eric Frauling. I called your name 3 times. What did Beethoven write? What was that thing? Oh my gosh. Were you paying attention, transfer student? The Testament, because he wanted to die. Is that your answer? Oh, your book is open to the wrong page. Who does he think he is? If he were a tutor, he'd be fired. Well, he was blown up by a girl he loved. His friends avoided him because of his hysterics, and he drank too much and suffered abdominal pains. He was too proud to curry favor with the powerful and was short-sighted and hard of hearing. He was a mess. You're speaking of the great Beethoven. Your interpretation is imperfect. Let's move on. It was around this time that Beethoven's friend Gautier considered Beethoven an arrogant country bumpkin and was always flying off the handle about him. Oh, Eric, come here at once. Hold out your hands. My hands, why? He means to hit me. Oh my gosh. Oh, Julie. Return to your seat. A pupil has no right to defy a teacher. Oh, he went to smack the guy and hit Julie instead. Oh my God. My apologies, Hairbush. That was entirely your fault, Eric. You should apologize. You should be the one who apologized to Hairbush. Just think about what you did. I am, so leave me alone. I didn't realize the consequences of striking a teacher. Oh my God. Oh my God, this kid. If that had happened at home, we would have just fired him. The prefix saved me from myself. Maybe his groupies were right and I've been worried about him and I've been wrong about him. He rubs me the wrong way, but maybe he really is a good guy. I suppose I should apologize. But what should I say? Eric, you are crazy, sir. Wow. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay, and of course he's like, is that cut all right? It's fine. The bleeding stopped. About what happened. Was it untied? Danke. One of these days I will kill you and remove you from my sight once and for all. Oh. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, about that. Holy shit. Okay. He's mad. Top student prefect looks after others. He was ready to strangle me. Those eyes. The same eyes I saw by the cemetery that first day. You told me you loved me, Thomas, and that you would die for that. That you would make me see. I'll have none of it, carrying the weight of your death for the rest of my life. No. That's why I have to wipe out your shadow. It's the only way I can go on living. Oh my God, we just took a dark turn. Right from the start, something's been wrong since the moment I came to this gymnasium. The name of Thomas Werner has followed me everywhere. Yet I know nothing about him. What was he like? This boy who looks so much like me. And it's clear something happened between him and Julie. But what? He was a regular at tea parties. Maybe I can learn something there. Oh my God. Oh, Eric, you got your pass. Saturday afternoon is the only time we can go out of town. Oh, I'm going to the tea party. You said you weren't going. Huh. Everyone is delighted that you agreed to come. Let's welcome our guest, shall we? 30 new volumes. I'll have to catalog these. Oh, is it Oscar and Auntie? What are you doing here? The library's off limits. On Saturdays and Sundays, I know. I was just leaving. Oh, wait. No, this is someone different. Joseph, Unterprima, and the other boys a year below me. That book. What are you calling me, a thief? Does this library belong to you? I'm responsible for the library today. Well, you can't. Don't get cocky, teacher's pet. Something wrong, Ludwig? Oh, nothing at all. I'm sorry I came without permission, Julie. Sorry I'm late. Is something wrong? Nothing's wrong, sir. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. In the course of our lifetimes, how many promises must we hang our hopes on in order to go on living another day and another day? Oh my God! Meanwhile, Cream? Oh, Cologne, that's a fine city. And that's the Rhine that runs through it, no? And you've lived there alone with your mother? For the most part. Although there's some boyfriend or another. My, not one to mince words, are you? Your mother must be very popular with the gentlemen, and you thought you'd give your mother and her lover some space by coming here? Oh, don't touch me. Oh, whoa, sorry about that. They are such lovely curls. He's a snippy one, isn't he? Le Bebe has us jumping through hoops. Care for sugar? I heard that Thomas Werner was a regular at these tea parties. Oh, that's right, from his first year here. An invitation to tea is sort of a badge of honor. We invite someone who has done honor to himself or others that we seek that week through some meritorious act. And on weeks where there is no such candidate, we invite Thomas. Ha! Meaning he came a lot. He was such a nice boy. They like you. They crave an idol. So I suppose Julie was invited regularly too? Oh no. Despite his current ranking, he did not stand out when he first came here. By the time we got around inviting him, he'd become a bit stiff. He'd say, thank you, but I have to catalog books on Saturdays. Julie and Thomas didn't get along. Is that one of the reasons why he didn't come? Julie this, Julie that. Why so interested in Julie? Oh, it's not me. He's the one who comes after me. So I just, well, that uptight Julie after you? Aren't you the lucky one? Even Thomas Warner couldn't catch that one. What do you mean can't catch him? More tea? I suppose you haven't heard about the farce. When was it now? Oh, yes, last fall. That was a bit of business, wasn't it? Farce. Auntie and Thomas had a bet. If one tried hard enough, would it be possible to catch that paragon of virtue, Julie? But Julie would not be caught. And what's more, he found out it was a game. He blew off Thomas. What was it he said? You mean nothing to me. Yes, he said it in front of the entire class. You mean nothing to me. Thomas was dumbstruck. Couldn't say a word. This feels very She's All That in a weird way. Such cold words. And then nothing. We did our best to console Thomas, but it's not that you're unattractive. You just picked the wrong boy to go after. Oh! Oh, no. What was that for? What did I do? Keep your dirty face to yourself. He's red as a beet over a little kiss. All that for his bluster. He's an innocent. Well, why I believe this child has only ever been kissed by his mother. You require some education, le bébé. You won't get far if you return an expression of affection with keep your dirty face to yourself. Shawl! Idiot, is that any way to treat a guest? Don't touch me. Interesting. I mean, I wondered if there was some kind of like erotic, homoerotic, like the boys all like messing with each other sort of situation going on. And Eric's been very adamant about people not touching him. So did something happen in his past? Also, oh my gosh, Julie and then Thomas or Eric as like Hermes, as like Mercury here. Oh, Eric, what happened? Well, don't shake him like that. Fetch the prefect from the library. Shawl, if this goes badly, you may get kicked out of Jacob House. How's his pulse? It's way too fast. Don't move his head. Hold it steady. So onto the sofa. Oh, they said Yuri there, but it should be Julie. Well, Julie and Yuri might be similar. He claps. I don't know why, but you just hurry. Oh, the last room on the second floor of House Jacob. That room. Is that the room that he was at? Or I get the feeling there's a lot of unreliable narrators in this, and they're not entirely telling the truth about Julie and his stay there. Where's Oscar? Oscar, why? Just come. I'd like to keep this as quiet as possible. Julie, about tonight's dinner, what's wrong? Eric's collapsed in the last room on the second floor of House Jacob. Can you go? Collapsed? Eric, why don't you go? No, right. No problem. Bach has invited me, so I know the place. Julie, you go get to the dining hall. You're in charge of dinner, right? Last room on the second floor of House Jacob. Not even Julie could have the courage to walk back into that room. Not even Julie, this chamber of evil. Okay, I wonder if they assaulted Julie, and that's why he won't go back there. Marie. Don't kiss that man. Who is that? Don't kiss him. Marie, don't kiss some stranger. You told me you loved me more than anything in the world. You told me, Marie, don't kiss another man. Eric, how are you feeling? I'm leaving. Eric Fruling, this is all your fault. I'm very sorry. We won't let anything like this happen again, so please do come back. You're welcome any time. What happened, Eric? They said you fainted from a kiss. Pretty modest for someone as lively as you. Why are you crying? Marie, why are you crying? A letter? Because someday you'll leave me. But I won't. You'll grow up and you'll leave me. I won't leave you, Marie. Marie hasn't sent me a letter. I've been waiting, but you've only been here a few days. Look at me, 5 years, and I haven't gotten a single letter from my father. 5 years. Well, I do sort of have an uncle here and there, though. Aren't you lonely? Don't assume everyone is a pampered child like you, le bébé. But he's your real father, isn't he? He was more real than a father. He was more real father than any real father. And I loved him. But you see, LeBaby, is your father dead? Yeah, I think so. Oh. So Oscar's like, my dad was sick when he left. He probably is dead. I also, when he says he was more real than a father than any real father, I feel like he maybe knows that his dad wasn't his dad, but he's like, no, it's my dad to me, so. It was just a mild attack of anemia. Good, thank you. Still, I wonder, passing out from a simple kiss? I wonder if there's something wrong with him. You passed out at the tea party? I hear Oscar came for you himself. Really, Oscar? Wow. Do you mind not standing in the doorway? Just another nice boy for the upperclassmen to play with. A substitute for Thomas. Thomas. Now I know about the farce incident. And it must have been a bitter pill to swallow, being mocked by Julie of all people. A substitute for Thomas. I'll kill you. But that can't be all. It's not just about the farce. Why would he need to kill me? A substitute for Thomas. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, at least Eric's got some gymnastic skills. Okay. How does it feel to be the first one to pass? Looks like I didn't even have to worry. You fainted. I was worried it might be a heart problem. Julie, why don't you unbutton your collar? Aren't you hot? All I'm doing is standing here. Besides, I prefer it closed. Oh, I mean, if you could not represent Julie's closed in sexuality any more than the collar that he won't unbutton. I mean, y'all. He's covering for me. Heart problem. It's not my heart, but it's been a while since I've had one of those spells. So he has had one before. Oh, Ludwig. Oh, what? What is going on with this? Is this a Joseph guy? Oscar is it, y'all. He is the man of the hour. Red-handed. I wasn't doing anything. What about this fountain pen? Ludwig, why are you stealing a fountain pen? He says he doesn't know. Oh, wow. Oh, no. Damn it. Eric, what we got going on? No. Why is Eric passing out left and right everywhere? Anemia again. No. It seems to be some kind of neurosis. You might call it hysteria. Neurosis. Eric. If this keeps happening, we should have him checked by a specialist. Okay. He's more delicate than he seems. Lucky him, Oscar was with him. Neurosis. An illness of the spirit, but why? Oh my gosh, I love you, Julie. I love you, Julie. Oh my God. Also, Thomas's hair is not as curly as Eric's, so that is something to note. It's almost dinner. Did you sleep well, Eric? What is the matter with you? It was Ludwig that Joseph was after, not you. I saw something that I wish I hadn't seen. Ludwig, that's his hobby. You know? Nothing goes on in this school that I don't know about here. The boy, why does he take his things? There are all kinds here. Oh. Eric and July are both like so much against men touching them. They're like, nope, none of that. Oh. Let go, and if I don't. Have you gotten a letter from Marie, le bébé? Do you hate being kissed even by Marie? No, don't! Sorry. Just confirming something. So this is your illness. I'm not sick. It's none of your business. Just smoke. I hate cigarettes. I'm a bit older than the others, but I'm normal. At least I don't have an emotional flaw that makes me faint when I'm kissed. One time when I was 9 and living with Marie in a house on the Rhine, a puppy died right after it was born. Marie cried over the loss of that little life even more than I did. That same day my tutor came. He was knowledgeable and a good talker, and he was very interested in my studies. When I finished my problems he had given me, I noticed he was gone, and I was thirsty. He was kissing and holding my Marie. Mine, only mine. Kissing my Marie. She said she loved me. She said she loved me more than anything in the world, and she betrayed me. Oh man, we have a mother complex, if anything. Also, the fact that he calls her Marie instead of mom to try to distance her from being his mother. I'm like, my dude. What should I do? What if I died? Would Marie cry if I died? She cried so much over that puppy. You strangled yourself. But you can't die that way. Oh, damn! I could have if I hadn't passed out. I passed out and let go of my throat. When I woke, it was almost dawn. The bed curtains were in shreds. I must have done it in my sleep. How did Marie react? She didn't know. But after that, when something would bring on a flashback, I would strangle myself again and relive the feeling of almost dying. The feeling of almost dying, of not being able to breathe, of my throat being blocked. While I was conscious, I would break out in a cold sweat. My body would shake. And to escape that, I would squeeze harder and quickly lose consciousness. Did you go to the hospital? Marie took me, but I only had those fits for a year or two. And then they stopped, although I would sometimes find it hard to breathe. But since you came here, I don't think I'm suited to school. This hadn't happened to me in a long while. But you'll be safe with Marie? That's why you're waiting for a letter so you can go home? I will go home. With Marie? But Marie's with her lover, isn't she? It won't last. She'll get bored soon enough. She always does. Over and over again, she brings a new man home, and when it ends, she comes crying to me, and the next day she finds a new one. Why not leave her alone? Someday you'll find a cute girl and fall in love with her more than you love Marie. I won't. I have to have Marie. What will you do next year and the year after next and 10 years from now, le bébé? It's not fair for Marie for you to stay a baby forever. You'll have to leave the nest sooner or later, and you'll just need to understand that. Right. Come with me next Sunday. Let's cure you of these fits once and for all, Oscar. We'll get passes and go out on a girl hunt. Oh my. Well, you say. Okay. All right, so we say. Sure, a girl hunt, why not? And it'll keep you two apart. I've never had much interest in girls, but Oscar says girls, so the next Saturday, hey, you don't need the jacket, you can just wear your raincoat directly over your shirt. Hold on, I'll borrow one for you. There are even rules for going out into the town? I have my own raincoat. No, yours has a cape. It has to be a Schlotterbach coat. Can I borrow this? Sure, but it's a bit small for you. It's not for me, it's for Eric. I thought I'd show that mama's boy a bit of the world. Julie, this is Julie's. I'm surprised he lent it to me, considering that we don't have a very good impression of each other. I mean, now it's going to be like a guy that looks like Thomas wearing Julie's coat. Oh my God. I'm going out, yes, with Oscar. Julie, you said you were going to kill me. When? Whenever. Yeah, but if you pull it off, that would make you a murderer. I know. He didn't turn a hair. How can he be so calm? It's as if he's reading from a script of a play. Did he kill Thomas Warner too? I mean, indirectly. Oh my God. Julie, you are insane. Eric, our passes. We have to be back by 6. Let's go. North Baden, the most beautiful place in West Germany. This area along the Rhine has quite a history. Beyond the town, there are fields of wild oats and vineyards. Downriver is Heidelberg. Hey! Hi, monster! We know where that is. Upriver is Kalscher. More than a few tourists come to admire the marvelous scenery. And atop the hill are the ruins of a Roman castle. And then there's a youth hostel. A youth hostel? It's cheaper than a hotel. Ever traveled? Traveling's great. Well, yes. Marie likes lakes and marshlands, so we've been all over Europe. Rich kid. Oh, it's Oscar from Schlotterbach. Oscar, I haven't seen him in weeks. Oh, look, the boy with him is so cute. Oh, hello. Hello, hello, hello. They're from the local real shore. I run to them every now and then. Go say hi, go on. Hi! How rude. What'd you expect? Well, we're just starting, so don't worry. There's a cafe. There are 4 in town. Well, I forgot to bring any money. This is super cute. Aw. It's on me. I'm the one who dragged you out here. Oh, what'll it be? The pie here's great. Well, do you have assets of some kind? Say what? I mean, your father's gone, and do you have an attorney? Oh, Joanna! 2 slices of rum apple pie. Your ticket. You don't have a fitting to your name. Right now, I have an interest-free dead loan from the headmaster Mueller. Got it? Oh, the headmaster's giving him all the money. Of course he has. That boy, he's a spitting image of Herr Werner's son who died recently. But his eyes and hair are the wrong color. Oh, it's Eric. Oh. How'd you get to come out, Oscar? How'd you get Eric to come out, Oscar? This place must be a hangout. Every Saturday afternoon, the students gather here in their red ties. And what, drink tea and wait for girls? There's a really cute girl who usually comes around this time. I don't know her name yet, but she always wears a light blue ribbon. She's so cute. Why would you want to get to know girls? Why? Because it's fun. You can talk and you can kiss. What's fun about that? First, you have to get her to like her. You're wasting your time. Le bébé still prefers to hide behind his mama's skirt. I never. Oh, Eric. Schlotterbox students don't fight in cafes. See ya. When you're wearing this red tie in town, your behavior reflects on every Schlotterbox student. Got it? And then Auntie's mad about all of this. Auntie is mad that he's getting all of this attention. Oscar's quite the playboy, and now it's Eric. What's that supposed to mean, Auntie? Quit spreading lies. Oh, there's a cute girl. But it's true. Before he was all over Julie. He's a fast worker. Well, well, well. Julie. Prefect Julie? Who Thomas couldn't even catch? Try to come up with a more convincing lie, but I saw it. I can't tell you here. What did you say, Auntie? Not that we'll believe you. I saw the 2 of them around 3 o'clock in the morning. Keep your voice down. What did you see? They were kissing on the bed. Auntie, you bitch! What? Quit going on about Marie. Find someone you like, a girl or maybe a good friend. Someone you can talk with anything about. Do you have someone like that? I do. Oh, wow. I don't like them on the edge of this castle. Shall we kiss? If you faint here, it's straight down. You said there was someone you care about more than your father. Is that person me? No. Then stop it. I, for one, have no interest in farces. Did Julie kill Thomas Werner? Oscar, you've crossed the line. Julie doesn't like me because I look like Thomas, and Julie said he would kill me. I think he killed Thomas too. Stop being a fool. Where'd you hear such nonsense? Thomas just killed him. What did you say? Killed himself? No, it was nothing. Julie said the same thing. You're hiding something from me, Oscar. It's nothing. Thomas Werner died in an accident. You're hiding. You're lying. Oh my God. Oh, also, I love that giant ass straw hat. That is amazing. Amazing with Thomas in the background. Oh shit. You idiot. Why'd you charge me like that? Do you want to end up like Thomas, you fool? Silly le bébé. Oh, well. Oscar is out here getting the moves on everyone. Everyone. Oscar. Do you believe in Amor, the god of love? We called Thomas Fraulein, but everyone liked him. And the reason is that armor lived inside of him, the finest of all cupids. And that alone had the power to make everyone he encountered feel happy. And we all loved that little Thomas Werner. We'd do anything for him, and we'd forgive anything he did. Every one of us loved him, and none of us would ever kill him. If it's true that he killed himself. But I don't know why. Suicide. It's strange. So strange I didn't panic when Oscar kissed me and helped me. Come to think of it, I was the one hugging him. There's still no letter from Marie, and I miss her. Yet I've gotten used to school, and now that I'm used to it, it's fun. Laughing and talking with the other boys. I like Oscar. He does things to help me and bring me into the group. They're little things, but I've started to notice them. He's more mature than the others. That used to be Herr Homan's room, didn't it? A two-boy room is quite a privilege, even for prefects. I wonder who made the first move. It had to be Oscar. Here and there. Julie looks like a chapel painting. I've begun to hear rumors. Oh, because of Auntie. Because of damn Auntie spreading all them damn rumors. If you want to wrestle out, take it outside the study hall. Well, Herbert was insulting you and Oscar. Liebe, you're confined to your room. Herbert, your glasses. Is that any way for a group leader to behave? Is that so? Then I'd like you to explain your behavior, Prefect. I've heard the rumors that you and Oscar were kissing. How do you explain that? There's no need for me to explain anything. So you admit it? The problem is yours, not mine. You're free to evaluate me based on whether or not you believe a rumor. But that has no bearing on my existence whatsoever. I am myself. You're saying I'm a fool for listening too? With your rolled book tucked under your arm, the ideal Schlotterbock student, aren't you? Well, I don't like... What's so funny? Damn! Julia's really coming to his own on all of this, hasn't he? What's funny is that you sound like a defiant child. Oh, I suppose you're a grown-up? You're perfect? Who are you to look down on me like that, Herbert? If I offended you, I apologize. What I want to know is why the hell he just apologized to me, Herbert. Well, because he's a grown-up. He's the same age as us. What makes him so special, looking down on us like that, treating us like kids? Cold. So bitterly cold. Now I see. He doesn't clash with his friends. He always keeps a distance. Julie? He's haughty. I'm not sure how to explain. He gives the appearance of understanding everything, but he understands nothing. I don't know how you can live with him. He didn't used to be that way. I've known him since we entered Schlotterbock some 5 years ago. He was a fine leader who loved his friends. That's hard to believe. Le bébé, sometimes you startle me. Despite appearances, Herbert actually likes Julie. But as a group leader, he feels used by Julie. I suppose, to the casual observer, Julie seems all but perfect. But it's a facade. You're one of the very few to see through him. He's had a lot of hardships. The headmaster's calling for you, Oscar. Right, I'm on my way. I'm waiting for him to open his heart, but it will take some time. Oscar is the friend that you can talk with about anything. Yeah, it's Julie, but damn, you're moving me, but why? School is a place for learning, Oscar Reiser. Well, have I done something wrong? We have been turning a blind eye, but sometimes your behavior crosses the line. Are you referring to that ridiculous rumor? I am. Why? He's an excellent prefect. He's uptight by nature. And you are not uptight enough. I'm placing you in the 6th student room in Simon House. He would rather die than break the rules of society or school. And Julie will be alone? I'm putting Eric with him. So now you mean to have Eric watch over Julie? Watch over? What are you talking about? Julie is a fine prefect, and Eric is an excellent student. I'm sure Julie shall provide him with proper guidance. My apologies, I was out of line. I'm sure you're right, headmaster. Oscar Reiser, you are the son of my dear friend Gustav. I'm sure that I can trust you with anything you may know about any student. Isn't that so? I'm your new roommate. Oh, Eric, pack your things. Tonight you're living in the prefect's room with Julie. With Julie, no way, I'll be killed. Oh my God. Oh, shit. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, shit. To be fair, they all kind of look the same. Wow. Holy cow. Okay. Regardless of the truth or falsehood, or the rumor spread by that hateful little Auntie Lauer, Oscar was banished from Johann House, and the bed he'd left was ready for me. Despite having the rain to cool me off, I spat out angry epithets. Nervousness, displeasure, irritation, and yet at the same time a hint of hope. Perhaps this would be a chance to find common ground. But I knew I would not be welcomed. This is wild, y'all. Okay, so that seemed like it was like volume 1, right? That seemed like it was volume 1. And now we're in volume 2. So we're in volume 2 of this sucker. Oh my God. Okay. Where's the prefix room? Oh, it's up the stairs. Oh, shit. No. I did not know it would be you. Wow. I don't just live here. I'm in charge of this house, and there'll be work for you too. Oh, does this room have hot water? Oh my gosh. Potassium cyanide. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh no. That's Oscar's idea of humor. I assure you it's sugar. Oh my God. That's insane. Oscar left his cognac. Care for some tea? Care for some in your tea? You said you would kill me, and now that we're roommates, it's the perfect chance. But you wouldn't strangle me in my sleep, would you? Or stab me with a knife? You wouldn't be that stupid, would you? You'd do it in a way that no one would suspect you, right? If you like, you could kill me. You want to die? Why not commit suicide? It's the quickest way. If I could, I would have long ago. I'd rather not have to look at your face. I'd rather not think about Thomas Werner. You force me to think about him, and I don't like it. So Herbert was right. You are a grown-up talking about killing someone so casually. I could kill more than one. I imagine some dictator would love to meet you. You won't be going to heaven, you know. I don't believe in God. What a thing for Prefect Julie to say. Every Sunday you read aloud from the Bible at Mass, and so piously. Eric, would you please be quiet for a bit? You even talk like Thomas. Say, Julie, I think you actually liked Thomas. Why else do you be so preoccupied with him? 9. Why did you get so angry with Thomas about the farce? Because you liked him. No, I don't love anyone. Well, Julie, would you please shut up? Julie, Oscar told me to make a friend. And he said that we all need a friend that we can talk about anything with. He said that he has such a friend. Do you? I don't need one. That's the first time anyone's asked me that. I treat everyone equally, out of affection, out of justice. I'm asking if you like your friends. I do. Liar. I have no desire to be liked by anyone. Friendship, affection, sympathy, it's nothing but a nuisance. Then I'll tell you something that should make you happy, Julie Brownfiend. I hate your guts. I hate liars like you. To the world, you're the perfect prefect. Your groupies, Libe and Adam, respect you so much they get into fights with Herbert over you, but the truth is you just put on appearances and fool everyone. It would have been fine if you hadn't come here. I would have taken my leave of Thomas, forgotten everything, and returned to the routine of daily life if you hadn't appeared. Well, I'm not Thomas Werner, but you are him. So you're saying you love no one. Oh my God! Oh my God! This is insane. He didn't used to be that way. He was a fine leader who loved his friends, but Julie, can you really go on like that for the rest of your life, all alone? Oh. Wow. God, dear God, your hands are so far away. Oh. They changed rooms. Look at Eric pouting. I bet Julie's happy with such a cute roommate. What about Oscar? What about me? It's just that there's so much work being a prefect, and now having to babysit each of us on top of that. This is all the work of that little rat, Auntie Lauer. Where is he now? Let's finish our homework in the study hall, Auntie. Oh, sure, I'll be right there. Well, you look happy. Let's have a little talk, shall we? Oh, my God. Oh, I love Oscar so much. Damn it. I love him so much. Oh, we're gonna get this down here. I want to see. I want to try to get Oscar in that. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my goodness. Oh, Oscar, what's this about? I don't like kidding underclassmen, but I think that you might need a punch or three in order to learn your lesson. Well, it's your fault, Oscar. I don't understand. You don't understand how I feel. No, I don't, you little. I didn't do anything bad. Julie likes Eric. He's always watching him. Oh, what's so wrong with putting him in the same room? It was meant to happen this way ever since I talked Thomas into trying to seduce Julie. But you and Thomas Warner made a bet on which of you could seduce Julie first. I always loved you. You set it all up. You pushed Thomas. This whole farce was to tear me and Julie apart. What? Well, isn't he wonderful? Do you think that I could catch him in 3 days if I tried? No, he's too serious for that. Besides, he's always with Oscar. Well, why don't you want to try, Thomas? Don't you want to try, Thomas? That whole farce was to tear me and Julie apart. Well, I always loved you. Why can't you see that? Do you realize how Julie has suffered? Well, it's always Julie, Julie, Julie. I wish Julie would die. Oscar, please look at me. I only ask that you look at me. I don't care who you love. Just please look at me, Oscar. So, kiss on the stairs thing makes so much sense. Oh my God. And why he was there watching. Oh my God. Oh. It was me Auntie liked. And because Julie was in the way, he pushed Thomas and Thomas died. And now Julie. Am I not good enough? Julie, am I not good enough? Each has something hidden in his breast. Yearning comes softly. Love announces its coming haltingly, timidly. Youth flies by in the blink of an eye. In youthful days that are yet transparent. Days not soon forgotten. If you don't get up and get pressed now, you'll be late for the mass, Eric. We're roommates. You can at least wake me up. I called your name twice. I'm off. Ah! Oh my God. I went back to sleep. Julie read aloud from the Gospels. It was so nice. Where's yours, Eric? Oh, I forgot. Bring it tomorrow. Who has time for homework? Every day is a trial. Living in the same room with someone I hate. Oh, I love that. Oh my God, that teacher. Oh my gosh. Those eyes are irritating. What the hell does he want from me? It's enough to make me want to kill him. Oh my gosh, this teacher has had like enough of poor Eric. Oh my God. And the other teachers are like, oh, I'm sure he's just perfectly fine. He knows things that he has no business in knowing. Do you know how he had to say about Hess and Beethoven? Is he repeating things he's heard from some tutor? I'm sure that Julie will give him proper guidance. Has Julie been to see you since that incident? No, not since his wound healed. But he still keeps his collar buttoned tight. Oh, so it's not only because it's a representation of his sexuality, it's literally him hiding that burn wound from others seeing it. Wow. And everyone there on campus knows about it. Oh my God. The prefect of Johann House with his scent of Mediterranean flowers. More than any other student, I wish for him to walk a straight path. Well, about that. Was I wrong to have him separated from Oscar? Oh. That was a cowardly move, sir. And the noble knight leapt over his foe. Princess, I've come to rescue you. Well then. Try to take the cup of victory from the princess, good knights. Oh, hold on. Time out, princess. There are no timeouts on the battlefield, sir. What are they doing? That princess is too strong. They did say they liked fencing. Several knights have fallen before the princess. And that's no way to hold it. Your hands, left, right, your elbows, they're all wrong. Pull your legs in. Hilf. You do it, Julie. Come on, prefect. Be our champion. Are you good? Care to find out? Oh my God! What? Oh! First Revolutionary Girl Utena. Now this series. What are we getting with all the fencing? All the fencing. Oh my God. Oh. Wow, he's good. If I don't give it all my all, I'll lose. Now this is a match. He's taking on Julie. I'll be damned if I let this guy beat me. Oh, your cap came off. Stop. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Oh my God. Oh, like the angel, oh my God, with the thorns and the black and the white. Oh no. Oh my God. I'm sorry. It's just nothing. Just go. Wow, LeBebe got one in. I've never seen anyone beat Julie. Oh, Julie, you're hurt. Your neck. It's nothing. Oh, but Julie, your neck. It's nothing. Oh, I bet that. Oh my gosh, that mark is a hickey from Oscar. Show it to them, Julie. Are you just going to let them make up stories? Herbert! Show them that it's nothing. That it's just an old burn. He knows. It's a burn mark. Excuse me, I'm going back to my room. Oh my God. What was that all about? I've never seen Julie like that. Maybe losing to LeBebe was a shock. Yeah, he could have been killed. Well, it's Herbert's fault saying it was a hickey. You don't suppose that scar bothers him, do you? Did I just do something really awful? Julie always wakes me up before he always goes to sleep. Come to think of it, I've never seen him show any skin when he changes his clothes. If he's been hiding that from me day in and day out. Isn't it obvious, this discolored portion? Did Oscar already know when I made up that story about getting hit in the corner of the desk? Did he know it was a burn mark? Oh God. Oh God, dear God, I should take these scissors, these white scissors there, and carve the scar right out. What is the scar on your neck? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Oh. God. Do you believe in God? Do you believe he will save you no matter what? Really? Let go. Do you really, Eric? Yes, I believe. Do you believe I'll loosen this hand? You could have killed me just now with your reflexes. They're just a bit quicker than my own. You could have snatched these from me and plunged them into my throat. I don't want to kill anyone. This isn't a game, you know. I just happen to change my mind this time. I have wished I would die myself, but never once have I seriously wished death on someone else. If you want to, go ahead. I'm defenseless right now and I won't resist. That's what Jesus said to Judas. That thou doest, do quickly. Julie, now go, go. On that day he was blowing like a leaf whistle. And on that day, why was he there with those eyes that spoke so much? God, did you know that I loved him always? I denied it over and over again. I fooled even myself. Yet even so his shadow crept into my heart, filling me with something like terror that I loved him. Isn't there some trick for memorizing the period table? Yes, tomorrow, out of the blue. Yeah, oh, Eric, pay attention. Have you got it? Eric, wait, what happened? Somebody get a broom. I'm going to go and get my room changed. I can't take it anymore. I can't spend another second with that dual personality. Oh, Eric, I'll kick Oscar out of my old bed. Eric, there's a letter for you in the post office. I put in your room a letter. Oh, Donkey! Marie! Oh, Marie, how I've waited. A letter. You want me to come home. You miss me. Dear Eric Froling, I meant to write earlier, but decided it would be best to wait until now. I want you to read what I have to say calmly. This isn't Marie. It's not Marie. Who is this? Oh, Alphonse. Connerberg, the attorney. That fat little lawyer. I'm getting my hopes up like that. What's this about? It's so long. What business can Marie's attorney have with... Oh, Eric, love me more than anything in the world. Grieved to inform you that I received a call from a hospital telling me that Frau Merlin was killed in an automobile accident. Why is this the saddest story to ever exist? Why is this the saddest story to ever exist? What? Oh my God. Oh, the arrows. But this, it can't be. It can't be. Marie, this isn't the letter I was waiting for. Marie is dead. This isn't the letter I was waiting for. You were supposed to tell me to come home. That you love me and... You can't, it's not fair. What's wrong, Eric? You can't just die without saying a word to me. Eric! Oh! Oh. What pills you got? What pills you got? Sleeping pills, mild ones. I got them from the doctor for a while ago. How much? Oh my God, you can't just, what? Is there enough to kill me? An accident, his mother, I see. It's an engagement ring. He must have loved his mother very much. Take that hand away, Julie Bowfiend. Just what do you think you're doing stroking his hair so gently like that? Is this sympathy? You feel sorry for him? Then what was that kiss for? Was that sympathy too? Take that abominable hand of yours away, Julie. Now stand and walk straight out of this room. Do you imagine that you are capable of loving someone? You sold your flesh to the devil. You lost your angel's wings, Julie. Do you think you have the right to love someone, Julie? Oh my God. Well, okay, first of all, don't give sleeping pills to your friends. And these kids need help dealing with crises. Oh my God. Eric received a letter and his mother a letter. Oscar. From Herr Connerberg, I received this one too. Mine includes more detail. Herr Connerberg heard of the accident 2 weeks ago and went immediately to Paris. It occurred in a suburb of Paris. He had visited Herr Schwartz in the hospital. Apparently he lost one of his legs. 2 weeks ago, Eric's been waiting for a letter all this time. Frau Marie was burned along with the car. It's not an easy thing to say. I learned of the death of my own son's mother. If I had learned of the death of my own son's mother, I would probably wait, thinking each day I'll tell him tomorrow. One day, 1 minute after a shot rang through the house, my father came to me and said, "Your mother is dead. Don't go into that room." Damn, the difference between how he would have handled it and how the dad handled it. Well, as a matter of fact, it's funny you say that. With time, we become able to talk about most things. Eric will too, although his next few days will be difficult for him. As his classmates, I hope you'll offer him your support. Poor kid, difficult isn't the word for it. What should we do? I'll tell the classmates tomorrow. What? That's Eric? Eric's become an orphan? He has here Schwartz, his stepfather, the one with the one leg. Oscar, what were you doing in the headmaster's office? Reading the newspaper, as I always do. Why? It's a special privilege. The other students don't like it much. That the headmaster's a bit too easy on you. I'm waiting. Waiting for the headmaster to tell me he wants to adopt me. We sit across from each other reading. Sometimes about school or other things, and sometimes we just sit in silence. Seriously. I realize you're his good friend's son, but isn't that a bit unrealistic? Thanks for your concern, but in any game, the one who holds the joker wins. I'm ahead of the game. You've got a winning hand. I have a royal straight flush. Poker face. Who's poker face? Why don't you forget about me and worry about poor Eric instead? Oh, damn. I don't know. I mean, good for Oscar to want to be adopted by him. he might not even end up caring that the headmaster's his actual father if he just adopts him and that's what he's expecting. So what was that all about? Oscar was really harsh right now. She kissed me. She kissed me and said goodbye, goodbye. And I pulled out the gun and bam, shot her in the back. Don't go into that room, your mother's dead. And bam, shot her in the back. Did he kill her? Or what? This is the most messed up school. Oh. I thought you were Auntie. It was Auntie. He just ran and just like, hey, that little punk's been chasing me around. He worships you. You're a god to him. Eric's mom died. So you were in a foul mood? It's partly because I feel bad for Eric. It's because I feel I'm losing to Thomas Warner. I can't erase him from Julie's mind. I've seen what's in Julie's hand. And I know everything about him. I understand him better than anyone. And yet I'm losing to a boy who holds no joker, who knows nothing. Oh. Oh. No one remembers seeing him. Oh my God. Oh great, Eric's gone. Someone would have noticed him at night when there are few travelers. I need to contact Eric Hannenberg. Oh. He's going home. Okay. He left without permission. I'll bring him back. Oh, will you now? Will you now? Okay. Oh my God. Are we at the halfway point? I feel like we're almost done with volume. We're almost done with volume 2, right? Oh my God. So I don't know if Oscar killed his mom or if his mom just died. I don't know what the situation is, or if the dad killed the mom. If the dad shot the mom, did the dad shoot the mom because she was going to leave him? And so he killed her and then took Oscar to the school. But now Eric's gone and we got to go find him. And we found out that Julie had liked Thomas all along, but Oscar likes Julie. Oh my God, these boys. Marie. Flower in full bloom. Marie bathed in light, a thing of beauty. The constant visit of lovers. She could not bear the slightest sorrow. It was early autumn. She was crying before my grandmother's grave. We'll always be together, but now I'm all alone. Even I could understand what death was at the time, though I was too young to understand why it was such a sad thing or to cry because of things remembered. But someday you'll leave me. You'll grow up and fall in love. All children do. And then I'll be alone again. I'll call you by your name. I'll call you Marie like grandmother did. That was the first vow. Full flower in bloom, Marie bathed in light, a thing of beauty. They all love me, she would say, and laugh. Marie could be selfish and a crybaby and obstinate, like a little girl. She would have a fight with a lover, break up, and then cry for days, so I always had to be there, by her side to stroke her hair as she cried. I told her I would never leave. Oh, let's go on trips, Eric. I love lakes. I love their color. Pack your trunk. Did you pack this? Don't forget that. Such a fuss. It was on such a trip that Marie met Julius Sidney Schwartz. He owned an old hotel on the lake shore of Constance. Each summer we would visit the lake, and the diagram of their love would progress a bit more. If that fool Sid could see what a playgirl Marie was back in Cologne, his jaw would hit the floor. Last summer, a scorned lover came to the lake to win back Marie. He was a fencing teacher, and if I recall correctly, there was a confrontation right there on the lakeside in guard. The cat was out of the bag. But Sid didn't give up. He closed up his hotel and flew to Cologne, and he showed up like Santa on Christmas Eve covered in snow. He came again and again to woo her, and then this spring, I'd like to marry your mother. Will you approve? Marry Marie? No way! My, but can't you see how serious I am? Well, forget it. Romantic love never lasts. You men are all the same. You're being ridiculous, as if you know anything. Why can't you be a sweeter child? Shut up, you dummy. A sweeter child? What would you know about Marie, mustache man? For 3 days, I wouldn't speak to Marie. Finally, Marie caved. I just can't. Oh, of course. If we get married, that boy will die sometimes here. He's just not right in the head. Oh my God! Sometimes he's just not right in the head. What? I love you, Julie, but that child can't. That child can't live without me. Oh, and she called him Julie too. Oh, instead of Julius. Oh my God. And he called him Sid instead of Sydney. Of all the I can't live without you, you're the one who can't live without me. You're the one who comes crying at me. To hell with you. To hell with you. You'll be sorry. And I ran out of the house. And then. Damn. I hear you're going to school. Well, now you won't have to worry about me getting in the way. Well, that's a good idea. You'll learn more in school than you can here with Marie. Take care. We'll be together again in the summer. Is your trunk packed? Such a fuss. Please understand me, darling. I love you. Smile. Won't you let me kiss you? Why did I oppose their wedding? If that's what she wanted, I should have let her. But I was too stubborn. I tied her down for my own selfish reasons. I was the one who needed her. I was the one waiting for a letter from her, and now, who will stroke my hair? Who will love me more than anything in the world? Marie. Who will call my name? Oh my gosh. Oh. Guten Morgen. Did you sleep well last night? What time is it? Me, I'm Eric. I don't know you either. I just dialed a random number for fun. We were in a bad mood. Some people play along with this game, you know. My mother isn't here. She died 2 weeks ago in Paris. Goodbye. Eric, could you open the door? Oh, the fat lawyer. It's not an excused absence. I'm quitting school. Have some tea. Quitting? And then what? Nothing. I'll just live here. You can't live in this house anymore. It's up for sale. Frau Marie was planning to move to Herr Schwartz's home. Well, what about my rights? You have none. You're too young to inherit the house. And naturally, you can't live alone. I was born and raised in this house. It's my house. What right do you have? And this house is Marie's and mine. It's Marie's and mine. You were not born here. You're born in Hamburg. Your father is remarried and still lives there. Frau Marie didn't tell you anything? I'm talking about your father. They were divorced a year after you were born. Cologne is Frau Marie's hometown. But she never said a thing, so I've been in touch with him, and I wish you would appreciate the trouble I've gone to. You're still a child and require a guardian. Herr Schwartz or Herr Braun. One or the other will have to take you on. One or the other. There's the bell. We have a visitor. Oh my God. Oh. You must be Eric's. Yes, I've come from Schlotterbach to take Eric back. You must have taken the night train after I called. Excellent. Eric, your classmate's here. Isn't this nice? Oh my God. Well, get out. What are you doing here? Of all the such hysterics, after your friend came all this way. Are you hurt? No. That was Frau Marie's favorite teapot. I remember how much it's worth. You've never earned a single penning for your life, yet you destroy something made by someone else on a mere whim. That's enough now. Go back to school. Leave the rest to me. You must have an education. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, I'm going to pause here and go get some food. And then we're going to come back and get through the rest of this. But oh my God, this is just like Victorian tragedy after tragedy. Oh my gosh, these characters. I'm obsessed. What? Oh, we back. I had some dinner. I refilled my lovely little cup of coffee. And yeah, we're about halfway through this sucker. Oh my God. Heart of Thomas is like taking no mercy. Seriously. I mean, what I really like about it is that everybody's character, I like the slow reveal as we go. Like Auntie's character was pretty much always has been like the stereotypical jealous character that has wanted Oscar and wanted to pry Julie away from Oscar. So use Thomas for that. Now, Interestingly enough, we've come to find out that Julie had always liked Thomas, but didn't want to admit it. And so then when Thomas's feelings came out, Julie was like, no. And then Oscar to me, I know Oscar's like into all the guys, but they have just like a pansexual vibe to me. Oscar, just reading this story, gives a pansexual, like, I will love anyone, because they have this kind of like loneliness in them where they just want that filled and they really don't care who it's by. And then we have Eric, just finding out that their mom's dead. And now, what a wild turn. Eric has figured out not only has their mother died, but they found out that now they have to choose whether they go stay with the stepdad that they didn't like to begin with, but kind of sort of opened up to in this last part by admitting that they really just didn't want to lose their mom, or their biological dad that they didn't even know was alive. So it's like, But there is something really cool about this concept of that Thomas dying has allowed Julie to realize their feelings, and then Eric coming in has given Julie an opportunity to express those feelings. I feel a little bit bad for Eric in a way, because there is part of it where Oscar kind of projected and saw some of themselves in Eric because of them like being away from their parents and craving that connection. And then part of it is that Julie is sort of projecting their feelings for Thomas onto Eric. But the one thing I do like that this story has done so far is it has allowed Eric and Julie to get to know one another, which is really, really good. So anyway, so let's dive back into this sucker, shall we? We're going to do that here in 3, 2, 1. And yeah, dive back into this. What we do, an anxious, unhappy morning. Where's Oscar? He was at school worried about you. It's a book of poetry to pass the time. It's oppressive in there with that prefect. The world could be ending and he'd be playing the perfect prefect, serenely reading poetry. I don't want to go back. Go back to school and then what? What will I become? But it's the only place I can go. Oh my gosh, that is kind of creepy that he's just staring at him. Yet he came for me by the night train all this way. I wonder if he's worried about me too. Yeah, because Eric doesn't know that Julie actually liked Thomas and could be developing feelings for him. That's very true. Okay. Jason. This train doesn't go to Karlsruhe. Oh shit, well they have to get off. Well, that's weird. That sucks. Oh no. And they've never been here before. I do like the little cape that Eric has. Oh. You're from Schlotterbach. Oh. Do they know each other? What a coincidence. What is this? Siegfried? Oh. What are the odds that Siegfried is the one that gave him the scar? Oh. And of course, he would yell at Eric. It's none of his concern because he doesn't want to open up to anybody about it. Oh my God. It was already 5 when we arrived in Frankfurt. Did I miss a page? I don't think I did. Yep, no. Okay. A 3-hour wait. A freight train derailed. Oh my gosh. My home is in Wiesbaden. We can spend the night there. Okay. I'm not going. Well, there's no other way. I've already called my mother. I'm not going. Why? I don't like you. I'm sorry I yelled earlier. I forgot that you're in mourning. And I was a bit upset. Well, there you go. Please come to my house. What? This is the weirdest, first date going to the house. Their first date is on a train, getting away from one person's abuser and the other person's mourning the death of a parent. What a wild story. What a wild time. The skies were clear in Wiesbaden. So clear it seemed the stars would come falling down. No bus came, so we had to walk from the station. The lights of the town bobbed in the dark, drawing near and then receding. On this way, Julie was a complete mystery to me. One minute he would be haughtily polite, and the next he'd be so angry his hair stood on end. And the next he was striving to show the most genuine kindness. So he is. So is he a good prefect or a good for nothing? Clever or awkward? He was a strange one with his long hair. Who was that? Julie also has shown signs that if anything like remotely troubling happens, it completely fries him, despite the like perfect air he tries to put on. Oh, wow, his grandmother. She seems rather rigid. Well, he might come by it honestly. Oh, wow, his mom's pretty. Oh, wow, and her giving... Oh, no! Oh, why would you do that, series? Oh, as soon as the mom gives him a kiss on the cheek, oh, instantly Thomas is like instantly crying, like instantly tears. Oh, my God. Okay, great. Okay, the sister's asleep. Okay. Now, it has been established that Julie does write his parents quite a bit. There's a cute boy, Charlotte, no doubt, from a good family, brown eyes, brown curly hair, though a tad ill-mannered. Okay, so Eric's hair is brown, his eyes are brown. Black hair, Julie looks more and more like that. Oh. Oh. 'Twas a different time. Like that Arab every day. My husband was German, mother. Oh. Oh my God. Oh no, not racist grandmother. Not a racist grandmother. No! The black hair of a half-breed. Yikes. You chose an awful man to marry. My husband was of Greek background. Oh my God. All those Southerners are the same. Oh! In the middle of the night, and they got on the wrong train, I wonder, probably off playing somewhere. My son is not foolish enough to waste his time playing. Oh, he's a fool like that husband of yours who failed in business and died, leaving you in debt. Marry that boy off to some Italian and be rid of him. No decent man has black hair. Oh my God! Racist granny! How dare! He was just unlucky, mother. And what about Elizabeth? She's his child too. Oh, Charlotte, Elizabeth's a good girl. She has blonde hair. Oh my God! Blonde hair and blue eyes, like me, a pure German. Is this your home? Is this your family? Is that really your grandmother? Does she always say such things about you? Oh no. Oh, shut up, you old hag. Oh my God. Good for Eric standing up for him. I get the impression that Julie doesn't know that the grandmother says those horrible things, but what a terribly racist grandmother. Oh no. Oh my God. That's, oh, damn. Damn. This series is not holding back. Oh, I'm sorry, grandmother. That's the kind of friend Julie bring home. I think he's quite lively. Okay, so he did know. She's always like that. It's nothing for you to get angry about. She's always like that. Well, I couldn't stand it. I'd run away. Grandmother was opposed to my parents' marriage. She doesn't like me because I look like my father, but still. My mother and I owe her a debt of gratitude. A debt of gratitude? Why? Why do you put up with that? You should be the one calling her an old hag. That would solve nothing. But if I grow up and succeed and can pay back all the debt she took on from my father, she will change her thinking. And I plan to succeed, no matter what kind of prejudice people here in the North hold toward Southerners. I just have to wait for my time to come. Prejudice? But who? Everyone. Saxons, Swabians, Bavarians, Frisians, Franks, Thuringians, the 6 people who formed the core of Germany. My father wasn't among them. The way she looked at me when we first met after my father's death. Man, I'm getting a lot of vibes from Monster here, which Monster was written about the same time as this. So yeah, just talking about like North and South Germany, which I think they talk more about East and West there, but still, I'm talking about culture and region. It's definitely giving some Monster vibes. Damn, that is so wild. The South, dazzling flowers, summer. Oh, they did say Mediterranean earlier in this. They did say he smelled of Mediterranean flowers. The South, dazzling flowers, summer. The smell of decay, lukewarm water, indolence, desire, and contempt. Why? I had teachers from Morocco and Spain. I've been rather simple ever since I was small. I grew up knowing nothing was that bad. In other words, I was a good boy. So my response to that sort of prejudice was to strive to become an even better boy, a better German. I was determined to create no blemish in my life, to always walk toward the light no matter what, to become erudite, witty, and honest, a perfect person admired by all, like my father, I suppose. Yes, that is my ideal, and I shall achieve it. Julie looks like a chapel painting. Who was it who said that? The angels of the Italian Renaissance. I'm not a foreigner. I don't know how Julie feels. This gives a lot of explanation because this ties to why Julie did not have the relationship with Thomas and why Julie does a lot of the things that he does because he's striving to be perfect and he can't let anything that society deems to be wrong be something that can hold him back. So a lot of what his reasoning is explained by this chapter. What is a perfect person like Marie? Doesn't he feel lonely? Just chasing after his ideal? Not that there's anything wrong with that. Putting on a front even his own home. Alone at home. Alone, Marie. Julie. Oh. What's wrong? I thought maybe you were crying. Oh! You're the one who's crying. What is it? Do you feel ill? Would you like some hot chocolate? It's the rain from Frankfurt. It caught up with us. I'm sorry I felt so lonely by myself. Lonely. I was fine during the day. I would rather die than say that out loud. He cries, he laughs, he gets angry. His emotions are so frank, so extravagant, and completely unpretentious. Like a small child who knows nothing. The small child that I lost. Am I a nuisance to you, making this fuss in the middle of the night? No. Do you hate me? Do I make you angry? Because I look like Thomas? No. That's not what I'm thinking right now. You've just lost your mother. You said I don't like being pitied. That you don't like being pitied, but I do. Pity is such a kind emotion. Yesterday I was all alone in Marie's room. There are all sorts of things in her room. Gowns, nail polish, bottles. In the morning I called a complete stranger and I really liked Marie. I'm sorry I threw the teapot at you. It's all right now. Just for now, I'll pretend to be an angel. For the sake of this poor child. Just for now. Who is it that's crying? Thomas? You? Eric? Wow. The idea that Julie believes he's really a devil because of all the fakeness that he's putting out and he's trying to convince himself he can be an angel for him. Oh, where'd you sleep? In your room, the guest room. Oh, I took your bed. That's all right. Breakfast is ready downstairs. Marie, I'm going back to school and I won't cry like a baby anymore. Wow, I really like that. I like that he kind of was like, if Julie can put up with all of this and move forward, then he's like, he kind of wants to as well, but also he doesn't want to be alone. And now him and Julie have kind of started to form this relationship. Oh, Elizabeth is so cute. Adorable. I saw you in a book I got from church last week. Oh, that's Christ being baptized. Which one's me? Wait, this is me. A dove. Yes, a dove. And this is you. Got a very banana fish vibe from the angel. And this is Julie. This angel does look like you, Julie. And this is, oh no. Is she sick? Take off my ring. Oh, it left a mark. Oh. Well, that's good. Your finger got thinner. That means you're going through a growth spurt. It's better than having it stuck there. You know you're nice. Oh, that blush. Imagine that. Julie blushing. Imagine that. I kind of like that they're developing their own relationship. It's weird that it's like a second chance for Julie, that Eric's the second chance since he didn't get that with Thomas. But I like that. I feel Julie is recognizing Eric as Eric. I could be wrong, but I feel like he's not considering him Thomas anymore. Oh, and there's Oscar. Julie's smiling. Oscar's like, what is this? What is happening? Oh, well, here's the triangle. Here's the rub, because Oscar, I feel, likes Julie, whether it's sexual or just as a confidant. But then Julie is kind of liking Eric, and Eric is liking Julie. Oh my God. Why can't we all just be together? Can that work? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Oh, Oscar. Did you sleep at Julie's house? Julie's a lot nicer than I thought. See what I tell you? He's a great guy. Aren't you going to disagree, Herbert? No, I know all too well how perfectly our prefect performs at duties at a time like this. How perfectly our prefect performs is such a tongue twister. But he was really kind, Herbert. Well, why do you think everybody likes him? He's a snob, but I thought Le Bebe would be bawling his eyes out. Yeah, he's doing pretty well, and I'm glad. I have a notion where Le Bebe did his crying. Of course, I knew right from the start. Oh my gosh. Sorry, my dogs are being ridiculous. Okay, so we're doing this math here. I knew that until he forgot Thomas, his eyes would always be following Eric. Yeah, Julie was like, well, was just like you said, Oscar. So your view of him changed during your trip? Yeah, he was really nice the whole time, though he did yell at me once at Guyson Station. Guyson, that's up by Castle. We took the wrong train. We met a weird man there, a drunk, no. A kind of a dandy. He wore a blue octagonal glasses and had long blonde hair and a long chin. He and Julie seemed to know each other. Long time no see, said to Julie. He said something else, but I didn't catch it. Neither looked happy to see the other. Siegfried. He ran into Siegfried. So Oscar, yeah. Are you listening? Oh, and he kept talking. So Siegfried, so Oscar knows him too. And wow, I didn't realize this, but yeah, I have two fathers too. I wish I could just turn 26 and not need a guardian. Oh, so in Germany you have to be 26 to not need a guardian? Oh, that's a long time. Hell, you're practically an adult at that point. So wow, we have a connection between Oscar and Eric too. They both have two dads, right? Crazy. Crazy. The coincidences continue. At least you're not alone in the world like me, but you have one too. He's gone off to see. Here we go to South America. I mean, the headmaster. When did I ever? He's your father, isn't he? You said so yourself. The one who went away was more of a father than your real father. And then you have another nearby. And then you said you have an interest-free debt loan from the headmaster. And you look like him. Am I wrong? Oh. Is it a secret? I won't tell anyone. Please don't. Such perception, you'd think. I mean, he has, I feel like because he's told Eric all those hints, I mean, Eric's pretty smart. He put it together. So at least Oscar realizes that guy is his actual dad, you know? Maybe this one can save him. In fact, Julie has changed already. The first time I met you at school, you reminded me of my father. It seemed all the more because he had gone off south. My travels, I was a bit more mature for my age. I was sick of being surrounded by little chicks 1 year younger than myself. Okay, so maybe Oscar doesn't exactly like romantically Julie, but they care for each other, and so it almost seems like he wants to give Eric his blessing to look after him. You were so kind when we met, and I felt you were just a bit different from the rest. I thought, hey, this guy's pretty smart. Then I thought you were a classic rationalist. Finally, I realized you were quite the sentimentalist. No waste, no mistakes. Everything you did seemed carefully thought out and calculated. We were in a 6-bedroom then, and everyone horsing around, including you, but you never got out of hand. I changed my perspective just a little, and I saw someone who didn't want to do something he'd be ashamed of later. Someone who hated regrets. So he lives to avoid that sort of thing. Maybe Julie's actually pretty timid. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. I recall this little episode. The boys were playing on the stairs and one almost slipped and Julie saved the boy but ended up falling himself. For Julie, that was preferable because he was always the prefect. It'll look like I want sympathy and it'll make the boy that I saved feel bad, so I'll stay here and study and I'll beat you on next week's physics exam. And he did. I know when you changed. Then again, that's the day I became your guardian. Ooh, and I didn't miss anything then, did I? Wow, it just suddenly changes and you're like, oh, back then the world was brighter. You loved people, you loved things, and you were moving towards your ideal. That angel Thomas Warner died, and now you won't look me in the eye. Well, then, the thing I wished for you to return to that brighter world. Can Eric make that a reality? At least your eyes are looking in his direction. How can he read like that after saying he doesn't believe in God? So I like the idea that Oscar decided to become his guardian after the whole incident with Siegfried happened, which I'm assuming is for Siegfried. So it went from like them possibly being in a relationship down the road to him being like, no, I need to just watch out for my friend. And now he's like, maybe Eric can help you get to a place that I could not. Oh, Julie, I forgot about the book I borrowed from the library. He's in the library. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Him looking like the angel. Oh, wow. And it's just the light. So you were the one who had this and he's repairing. Do you want to borrow a new one? Yeah, but today is not a borrowing day. That's all right. I'll just change the date. That doesn't sound like Prefect Julie. Don't be silly. I'll get some tape. Here, wait. Julie is a much nicer guy than I thought. Marie, the Virgin Mary in our chapel, reminds me of you, but I don't think that's the reason I feel so at peace here at the school. That's not Julie. Hey, Ludwig! Oh! Oh! Joseph said he's looking for you. What is this? This isn't borrowing day. What are you doing here? Oh. Nothing. Did you follow me? Oh. Ooh, and he doesn't look like an angel there. Eric, what are you doing? Get lost. I'm looking out the window. Julie won't like the two of you nosing around. He's responsible for the library. Weird kids. Particularly that Ludwig. Where was the book he wanted? Renaissance and Humanism. Was he really going to read this? I've been thinking for nearly 6 months. Thinking about my life and death. And about a certain friend. Oh. Oh, shit. Oh. I'm well aware that I'm but an adolescent child. And so I know that this boyhood love will be flung against some transparent something, sexless, unknown. It's part of a poem. No, it's a love letter. Addressed to Julie. Julie? Whose narrow, slanted handwriting is this? There's no name. Did you find a book? This is not some simple gamble. And the problem is not that I love Julie. He must love me. He must. No name, no date, gentle handwriting. Who wrote this to Julie? Ludwig? If it means bringing him to life, I have nothing of having my own body shattered. In this way, I shall always be alive. In his eyes. The Renaissance and Humanism, you can't borrow this. Why? Is there some reason that I can't? It's not just that this isn't a novel, it's a treatise. It's a bit difficult for... Oh, no, it's not like that. So I feel like reading a treatise. Is that a problem? Well, in that case, I borrowed it by force. A love letter like this, hidden in a difficult book, addressed to Julie. Julie? Who wrote this, Ludwig or someone else? Someone is silently watching over Julie, someone who could die for him. Oh, Eric. Hey, Oscar. What was that? Nothing. Well, let's see. Oh, it's nothing. It's just a book. Well, show me. What's the problem? Oh, the Renaissance and Humanism. Oh, my God. No, these people should not have it. No. Wow, is the baby planning to write a paper? Siegfried Gast read that last year and wrote an incredible report. Siegfried read this. Julie lent it to me. But le bebe, wouldn't Emile and the detectives be more up to your speed? My. There's a name I've been hearing lately. Siegfried. He was a devilishly smart one, though I wouldn't know him. He was in my class, a real degenerate. He was expelled just after he wrote that report. I have no idea where he is now. He's in Giessen. Sometimes you say the oddest things. Someone is in love with Julie. Why on earth would LeBebe suddenly start reading a book like that? Beats me. Loves him enough to die. Someone wrote a poem to Julie. You know, I like you, but do you like Eric more? For you, I think nothing of having my own body shattered. I shouldn't have taken this. It's a secret love letter. I'll return it tomorrow. Julie, what are you doing? Inspection time. Time for lights out. Oh, I'll go with you, since it's sort of my job too. It'll be good for you to learn the work. The Obertertia and the Untersekunda occupy 8 rooms together. What about the front door? That stays unlocked so people can escape in the event of a fire. Okay. They all behaved so well. They're fond of you. I'm sure they're all having pillow fights before we showed up. What is it, a question? Have you ever had anyone tell you that he likes you? Now we can switch off the main switch and we're done. Your question has nothing to do with the inspection. Julie, what would someone do? What would you do if someone really liked you? Nothing. I mean, really, enough to die. If he wants to die, that's his business. What about you? If someone loves you, do you have to love him back? Well, no, but exactly. Oh my God, how are you going to get this out? If it was someone I hated, I wouldn't have any obligation to requite, would I? How about me? Do you hate me? No. Well, then do you like me? Even a little? If I walk down these steps, will I be able to get my angel wings back again? Julie, do you even like me a little? To love, the way one loves a certain song, or a certain bright view, a gentle memory, the way one cares for something small, to love, to be loved, to trust, to be trusted. I have feared that for so long, but maybe, just once more. What is Ludwig doing? Oh my God. And the scar, yeah. Oh my God. What are we doing? Stand up, Ludwig. Oh, an auntie. My watch is missing, Julie. You lost it somewhere. This isn't the first time something's gone missing. Ludwig, do you have proof Ludwig stole it? This is suspicious. Are you an accomplice, auntie? What did you say? Ludwig, come outside. Let's talk. Julie, leader, get everyone to bed. It's past lights out, and you're setting a bad example. Julie, where are you going? Are you defending Ludwig, auntie? Well, excuse me for defending him. I happen to like that pariah, so get off my back. Sit down, Ludwig. Oh my God, I like that we're in the church and there's Jesus literally watching them. Did you take the watch? No, Julie. Tell the truth, Ludwig. We're in the presence of God. Damn. But I don't know anything. He's a kleptomaniac. They were holding a kangaroo court over the missing watch. It's his own fault, to be sure, but what's the point of bringing him down here to the chapel? If you confess everything, God will forgive you. God is always watching you, and God loves you. God only loves good people. There's no salvation for sinners. Ludwig, all men are sinners. That's why we have to work hard to become good people. Lying, stealing, killing, we mustn't do such bad things. And if we do, we must live with that regret of that sin. Are they all Jewish? Because we mentioned in Jesus? Isn't that right? All men are born sinful. So it can't be helped that when we sin, can it? Ludwig, it's better than a liar who pretends to know nothing and sits reading the Gospels like a saint. What is that supposed to mean? For example, Thomas Werner. Hand over the watch, Ludwig. I'll turn over to Herr Homan. Go back to your room. Ludwig. I suppose this time it's expulsion for sure. Ludwig, why did you say that to Julie about Thomas? Did he do something to Thomas? You took the book, didn't you? Put it back where it was. That is my chapel. I go there sometimes to read that poem. I'll put it back. I thought it was meaningless of me. I haven't shown anyone. Not the book, not the poem. My poem. You mean the poem hidden in the book? You mean you're not in love with Julie? It was Thomas who wrote that. Thomas Werner, but it's a love letter. I thought you heard about the farce. I did. Then you know why Thomas killed himself, didn't you? You mean nothing to me. Thomas was dumbstruck, couldn't say a word. He slipped and fell from the crossing bridge. That's what I believed too, until I came across the poem in the library. I've been thinking about my life and death and about a certain friend, Julie. The problem is not that I loved him. He must love me. And for that. You knew that Thomas Werner committed suicide, didn't you? Yes, you said it the first time we met, and you knew that he died for you, didn't he? That's what he said. Now go to bed. When? When did Thomas tell you that? On Monday. Right after Easter vacation, a letter arrived with the news of his death. It was Thomas's last will and testament. And on that cloudy day, the day you arrived, I tore it up. The day I arrived? What did it say? What did it say? That he loved you? And you tore it up? Why? Why, Julie? Why? Why'd he kill himself just because he loved me? He was pretty and a good student. He was an idol. He had any number of admirers. So why? Why did it have to be me? Because he loved you so much he could die for you. If it was me, I wouldn't force myself on someone that way, even if I loved him. Maybe he was a great romanticist. He would have been satisfied if I had been filled with regret and followed him into death, a farce. In the end, it was himself he loved. He just wanted my attention. He loved me? I don't believe it. Thomas Werner. Oh. You look like you didn't get any sleep. Oh! You knew about Thomas. That's why you told me to stay away from Julie. Eric, why? Why didn't Julie believe Thomas? Why didn't Julie believe Thomas when he said he loved him? Why did he let Thomas die? Oh my God, this is just all the drama in this boys' school. Oh my God. Oh my God, everything's coming out. There's the warning bell. We better hurry. What about Oscar and Eric? They never came back. How did he die? This spring, on the last day of the last snowfall, he jumped from the crossing bridge. And when Julie heard, he didn't change, or rather, he worked hard to appear unchanged. The way he walked and talked was the same as always. But how was he feeling really? Really? Well, who knows what he was feeling? Would knowing change anything? Did Julie really hate Thomas? Even after Thomas killed himself, did he feel nothing? I don't know. Even if that farce pushed Thomas. This kid, Auntie is all up in everybody's business. This bitch, get him out of here. No, Auntie Lauer, what? You overheard. You've got it wrong, Auntie. Listen, it wasn't that. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Thomas was always here under this tree, always reading a book that he had borrowed from the library, and I'm not sure when it started. You can see the study hall from here, Julie's. I have his library card, and I'll show it to you later. He left it in the study hall. If you look at his card, you see that he was tracing every book that Julie read, since long before you suggested the bet. I'm not sure when it started. Well, I'm glad that, because I was like, whenever they suggested the bet thing with Auntie, I was like, I don't think that Thomas would have killed himself just because of a bet. But if it had been something leading up to the bet, then Thomas could have just used the bet as an excuse to be like, oh yeah, I'll confess to Julie, when really he was wanting to do it all along. Oh my God. This is insane, y'all. Now, let's go to class. The warning bell has rang a while ago. I'm sorry. Why did he apologize to me? Or was it Thomas he was apologizing to? Could have been left and forgotten between the pages of a borrowed book until Ludwig traced Thomas' steps and discovered it. It was hidden there quietly. The letter, Thomas's handwriting, Thomas's heart. The heart of Thomas! Roll credits! He would sit here watching Julie. And did Julie know that? I wonder about him. And at one point, I made an effort to get close to him. I thought he was a good guy, sure, and I said I hated him. I said I didn't like him, but I really didn't mean it. I kept thinking, if only he would turn and look up at me. That was no farce. Thomas really, really loved Julie. Poor Thomas Werner. Poor Amour. And Julie, who didn't believe. Poor me. Oh, my God. Oh. Oh, careful, Herbert. Carelessness is no excuse once an accident is happening. Oh, my gosh. Julie was just saying, be careful, Eric. Clean it up. Oh my God, I will. What, are you two fighting again? You all assume I'm the one in the wrong, don't you? That Julie is a cold-blooded so-and-so. He makes my blood boil. Fine. Those words suit me better. That I could have thought for a moment. God only loves good people. That's right, Ludwig, that's right. You are an angel, Thomas. Stop saying you love me and go on up to heaven. Oh my God. Do you intend to break all the thermometers, Eric? What, do you have something to say, Oscar? No, nothing in particular. Then will you please not disturb me? You're not done, Oscar. It's me. Oh, this bitch. I didn't know so many things. I didn't really like Thomas, though I cried when he died. I thought that if you fell in love with Thomas, then Oscar might pay attention to me. Would you please move, Auntie? No, please listen to me. I never apologized to you for the farce, so I'm sorry. Then you forgive me? Forgive? Oh my God. What do I look like to you? You have no idea what Julie, you don't have to say anything to me. I'm the one who should. Who can I say this to? Who can forgive me? Liebe. Huh. What are you doing, Eric? Eric? Oh, shit. Oh, my God. You cut yourself. No, thanks. I'll go to the doctor's office. You'll get blood stains on the floor. I rinsed away the blood in the shower. I'll clean the rest later. Once again, something slips through your fingers. Only this time, can you see it? You can see it clearly, can't you? Oh. Oh. Going to see a kid who isn't even your son. It was Marie's last wish. Okay. So, yeah, he's like, I'm going to go see this kid because that's what my wife wanted. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Well, do you have the homework done? Not a single bit. Oh, can someone help me gather items for the afternoon chemistry example? Herbert? Oh, I'm afraid I have a previous engagement. He started taking violin lessons. Give him a week. Give him 3 days. I can't say I'm glad to have you helping me. Why not? Last time you helped, half a liter of alcohol went missing. Don't tell me that you drank it. Eric, these days you get in a huff every time Julie shows up. What don't you like about him? It's not that I hate Julie. I certainly don't hate him. It's just... Oh, whoa, Eric, Julie's in there. Oh, no. Oh, shit, close your eyes. Who the hell kicked that ball? Wow. Damn. Oh. Take off your shirt while it puts a mess in it. Oh, my God. Oh. You need to open yourself up. Oh, no. I thought it was just the scar. You need to make friends and gain trust. See, now, oh, here's a friend now. Come to see how you're doing, Julie. Thank you, doctor. No, not at all. You need to make friends and gain trust. I didn't mean any harm, Julie. Must be nice to have a clear conscience. Sure, you never mean any harm. What is it? What is it you don't like about me? I came to apologize. You know nothing. Nothing, because your world is wide open and full of light. What you discovered back there are scars where my wings once were. The wings that were torn off. Oh my gosh, what is this, Maleficent? Oh my God. What are you going to apologize to me about? Would you just go away? Oh my God. Oh, Eric and then Herbert playing the violin. It's just punishment. You could have caused a terrible accident in the laboratory. Now your left hand. Oh my God. Max Dodig. The student you see is standing outside my door. I'm a friend of Julius Sidney Schwartz and a doctor. I drove him here from Paris. He's at the back gate and he wants to see you. Okay, that's what he's here for. All right. Oh, wow, because he got in that car accident. Marie talked about nothing but you. When we get to Paris, I'll write a letter and I'll call, and we'll live together by Lake Constance. Let's walk a bit. I hate the smell of gasoline. Can you walk? Is your leg gone? Why are you hiding? It's gone. While I was stuck at the Paris hospital and able to move, I got a letter from Cannonberg, the attorney. So those hard-headed doctors wouldn't let me leave, so I called my friend at Lake Constance. Well, here I am. The doctor says your father graciously agreed to take you on, and he said, even though I'm legally your father now, I wouldn't stand a chance in court. When custody of you, of course. You want to take custody of me? Well, that's right. Is that a problem? Why? It was Marie you loved, not me. Oh, I certainly did love Marie. And you certainly loved her too. So why not live together? We can talk about our memories of Marie and how wonderful she was and lots of other things. I need crutches now, but soon enough I'll have a prosthetic leg and we can walk and run and even swim together, and I wouldn't be much of a fencing partner, but I could teach you to paint. I would just be in the way. Of what? Of you forgetting Marie. Someday you'll fall in love with someone else. You're just human. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And if I cheat on Marie, I'll come to you and beg forgiveness. I can't stand the idea of Herr Braun getting custody of you. I don't want to lose you too. Will you come with me? Do you hate me? Aww. Can I stay in school here? There's someone whose trust I want to gain. I'll practice walking till your vacation. I love that Eric wants to stay at the school now to get the trust of Julie. But I also love that I like the idea that Sydney here, he's like, I just, we'll cross that bridge if I find somebody else, but I don't want to abandon you. Marie loved you and I loved her. Oh, he's a good kid, isn't he? He's a brat who could use an education. He kissed me. Why wouldn't he? He never so much as touched me before. That's some progress at last. We'll be fine together by the bright lake, chasing the seasons happily, but you... Oh, you just heard that Eric has two fathers, right? Well, the new one just came for him. He just had a big fight. Le Bebe isn't cut out for group living. Well, still. Are you packing to move to Lake Constance? Who, me? No, I've decided to stay more seriously. Not happy with your father? I like him, and I'll go home for the holidays. But you're here, so I'm staying. I don't care if you say you don't believe me. I like you, so I'm staying here. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love the collar like covering up his shoulder. Damn. I like you, so I'm staying here. And then Julie said nothing. His expression remained unchanged. He took his flashlight and left to do his inspection without a word. Oscar said he would wait until Julie opened the door, so should I wait too? From the time I was very small, I felt no resistance whatsoever to the feeling of love. I loved Marie, and I loved many other things as well. It didn't matter what the thing was. I loved it all the same. A book, a house, a bird, a song. They were all connected at their roots. And the feeling that people cannot help but love because they are lonely seemed utterly naturally to me. So then, why can't Julie perform this simple act? Oh, did you hear that adorable Eric turned down his stepfather's offer and is staying in school because he likes Julie? Really? What does the prefix say? It seems like unrequited love. Will he fall? I doubt it. Hey, Eric, where's your prefect? I seem to recall a similar case, right, Thomas Werner, but Thomas would never stick his tongue out. Oh, princess, the princess has arrived. I wish the older kids would leave him alone. They're kind of creepy. Oh, wait, but those other kids. And they all call him princess. Quiet. Oh, sit down, Herbert. I'm handing out the paper. We're going to have a 15-minute written exam. Eric, maiden in love. At least let me offer a warning. You'll have to be extremely calculating if you want to catch that one. That's right. Julie's not just anyone. So made you change your mind? His lips said no, but his heart said yes? You two are always fighting. Shut up and get lost. Ooh. Auntie, what do you think you're doing? I just told Libe at Mass that I was staying because I like Julie. That's all I said. I had no idea it would spread like wildfire and end up like this. No matter how much you like Julie, you can't do it this way. But I'm serious. It's not a bad thing. This is just like the other time with Thomas. And Thomas died. And Julie knows why, too. Do you think he's going to fall in love with you when you look just like Thomas? Eric, you're creating exactly the same mess. Do I really look like him? Like Thomas? Yeah, I don't know anything about Thomas. I don't even know what he looks like. I have a photo. You want to see it? Small, though. Second right from the right front. Ah, it's too small. I can't tell. I'm not Thomas Werner. I don't know any Thomas. Oh, the older students are kind of creepy. What do they see in that black-haired boy? Well, an upperclassman, we have a duty to provide guidance to the underclassmen. Eric's love is unrequited. So here's an idea. We'll invite them both out to our tea party and arrange a meeting. Oh my God, why are they trying to be matchmakers? Julie will never come. He thinks our tea parties are just an excuse to admire pretty boys. Well, they are. Shut up, Shaw! Oh my God, Shaw's the only one being honest. He's like, well, they kind of are. I mean, he'll say no if we invite him, so we'll arrange another reason to come. These guys, why? Why are they doing all this betting? This is like She's All That. Oh, interesting. Let's be clear. I didn't come here to be teased. I only came here because you said you had a photo of Thomas. Oh, no. Oh, no. Setting them up this way is not good. It's not going to go over well. Oh, and they're not going to the end of the second room of the Hall of Jacob. Yep, he's not going to do it. Oh, no. He doesn't want any of that. Oh, no, he doesn't want any of that at all, you guys. No. Oh, Eric, wait, I can explain. Using people as toys is your stupid little act. They've had us both fooled. It seems they made a bet, a farce. All that fuss over you and me, just like that time. Julie would never fall in love with you. You're doing the same thing, Thomas. No, it's not. It is. No, it's not. You know it's not. You know. I have something that Thomas didn't. Kiss me or I'll tell everyone about the scars from your torn off wings. I'm sorry. That was not good. Marie, I never knew a kiss could be so bitter. Oh! And Siegfried Gass, these four are hereby expelled in April. Things just got worse. What is going through that stupid prefect's mind? So there were 4 involved in getting expelled. That doesn't sound good at all. And everything has to always get bad before it gets better, right? Right? We're going to tell ourselves that. What is the theme of this letter by Rainer Maria Rilke? I have no idea. The theme! Prefect, know thyself. Precisely and concisely. Did you get all that? Do you understand the theme of this letter now? Eric, sorry, I wasn't listening. Ah! Oh. I know I yell at you a lot, but I have nothing against you. On the contrary, I think you're a unique student, but when you're this quiet, it's frankly unsettling. Oh. Yeah, he didn't even fall for Thomas. He blew him off. What a waste. I am not Thomas Werner. I am not Thomas. I like Julie as myself. And besides, I was not blown off. I still like Julie. That's enough, le bébé. Don't shout. It's embarrassing just to hear. Happy Eric. Happy Eric. Oh, Julie. There's something I've been wanting to say. The other day, the boys got out of hand, and I'm sorry about that. The tea party, I won't stand for anything like that again, but you have nothing to apologize for me for, Bacchius. Do you have any sense of humor at all? Now, if you excuse me, Bacchius, perhaps not. Now, if you'll excuse me, Bacchius, yes, he certainly is uptight. The tea party. Siegfried. I wonder what Thomas did on days like this. On days like this when he would pass Julie. Are we really so alike? No, I'm not Thomas. Even if we look the same, even if we both love Julie, I'm not Thomas. I have something that Thomas didn't. I said something terrible. How did he get those scars? Was it from an accident? Did Thomas know about Julie's scars? Why has Julie tried so hard to hide them? Oh my God, the idea of them coming down with the knife up to Thomas as the angel. Oh, wow. Come a long way from when they said they were going to kill each other. Sleep if you like, but that's my bed. Sleep in your own. I'm sorry, I was thinking and I fell asleep. I had a dream, Julie. Those scars, are they very old? Did Thomas know about them? Is that why you killed him? What on earth are you talking about? Are you still half asleep? Then why did he kill himself? Why? He chose to die, that's all. Well, you made him because you wouldn't believe him. Are you saying that I killed Thomas Werner? Why do our conversations end up like, why do they end up like this? I'm pushing Julie into a corner. Oh my God. Yeah, that's right. You loved Thomas, didn't you? That's ridiculous. I did not. Well, if you didn't, you should be able to forget him. Why can't you? You're the one who reminds me of him. You loved him. I did not. Then why did you kill him? You loved him. Why? You're completely incoherent. Liar, it's because of those scars. See, you hide them. How'd you get them? What are they? Who tore your wings off? If you want me to kiss you, just say so. Yes, what you're holding is the Joker. It's the Joker you have there. Show your hand all you want. Go ahead. Oh, get out, you. You get out. If I die, it's because Julie killed me. Why? Thomas went quietly, but I'll kick and scream and tell all when I die. Yeah, that sounds like you, Eric. Oh my God. It's going so badly with Julie. Why does it turn out this way? I said something terrible to him about his wings. Well, that's new to me. Julie's an alien. When did you see that? Did he say something? No, stop it. Oscar, do you know about his scars? Well, we're in the same room. But Julie doesn't know that I know. I don't understand him. How did he get hurt? Do you want to know? Oscar, we shared a room. Do you want to know? Do you? No, I don't want to know. Do you want to know, Eric? No, don't tell me. I'll just hurt Julian again. I'm too thoughtless. I always show my winning cards. I'll just push Julie into a corner. Don't tell me. Really? I see. I'm sorry, Le Bébé. I was teasing you. I'm sorry. You're a good kid, Le Bébé. You're a good kid. Who is that? Maybe a parent? Oh. Oh, Bernhard Werner. I'm Thomas Werner's father. Oh, shit. Okay. And there's Thomas. Okay. Oh. I don't feel right about it. What business do they have with me? Well, it might be interesting. Thomas was already gone when you came here, so didn't it feel strange to be compared with a boy you never met? Well, sure it did. So go see for yourself. Thomas really existed, and maybe you'll catch a glimpse of who he was. I'm going to Thomas's home on Saturday, so I hear. Have you been there? No. Have you met his father with the beard? No. His mother? No. They said they had older brothers, so they say. I'm going to Thomas Warner's house as a replacement for Thomas Warner. Herr Bush lets slip that you are related to the Warners. Probably because they want to adopt you. I don't know anything about that. You have no parents, and they lost a son who looks just like you. Well, he does have a dad, actually. You should be wearing a hat. Oh. Wow, a blue-eyed brother and a blue-eyed mother. I wonder if Thomas had such lovely blue eyes. Wow. Yeah, he's a spitting image. You're the spitting image of Thomas. If your eyes were blue, we didn't know that you were Roger Braun's son. I haven't seen him in ages, but he's my cousin. So you see, we're blood related, and it was quite a surprise. 1 year older than Thomas. You're a bit short for 14. I don't like this idea. They're just trying to make him into Thomas. Yeah. I'm going to live with Sid. Sid told me that he wants to live with me because we both love Marie, not because I look like Thomas. Yes, it's been decided. You're Thomas. You're not Thomas. Thomas is nowhere. I'll be leaving now. I won't be coming anymore. Thomas Warner's home is not my home. Thomas Warner's family, but not my family. Kudos to him. Kudos to Eric for being, it's really hard and blunt in that moment, but I like that he's like, look, no, I'm not your kid. And anytime I come here, you're going to be confused. So no, I'm not going to do that. I was only thinking of making my wife Adele happy. I am not Thomas. I cannot become Thomas. Perhaps Eric Froehling never existed at all. Maybe I'm just his shadow. I used to fight with Marie all the time. He kept his room spotless. Mine was always a mess. The day before the accident, he said that he was done keeping a diary and he burned the whole thing in the stove. 10 volumes. He kept it since he was small. Those he left behind have no way of knowing what he was thinking every day, but I remember this part of the conversation. It was quite a long time ago. He didn't even come up to my shoulder yet. Father, why did God make people so lonely? So lonely they can't live on their own. Perhaps he heard something at Sunday school, that proof that man is eternal. The universe turns. This flower drops its seed. Look on the eternal. The gods live there. And someday we too shall become one with them. And we'll fly to those heights. Wow, and that's the beginning from the picture of him and his dad at the start. Yeah. Yes. Goodbye. It was nice to reminisce for a brief while, and I wish you the best. Because we are lonely, we cannot live without love. And always, always we dwell alone on our thoughts. Thomas Warner, you and I really were alike. I understand the things that you thought, and I wish now I had seen your room. Like me, you probably suffered always from loneliness, and so you were always seeking something. Julie. I honestly do not know why it has to be you. I don't know what it is that I seek that somehow overlaps with you. Oh, I love the unicorn, but something tells me that with you I can walk far hand in hand to the source. Whether I be Thomas or Eric, no matter what face I wear, it might not make a whit of difference. Perhaps the most important thing is that here I am here directing a certain feeling towards Julie in this way. You cannot be looking at no one, Julie. You cannot feel no love for no one, Julie. Not when we all love you so. Oh my gosh. Oh, here you are, Oscar. There's a little thing I want to ask you. Are we likely to be interrupted here? Not till dinner time. The weather's nice. And LeBebe is at the Werners, I heard. And Julie, our bookworm prefect is in the library. A report that Siegfried Gast wrote last year on the Renaissance and humanism. According to him, religion should be stamped out before it took control of the world. True humanity, human nature, which no one can escape. The things religion calls evil are in fact good, and we should do them without hesitation. I don't like that guy, and I don't want to hear his lecture. The expulsion of him and the others coincides with the unprecedented placement of you and Julie in the dorm superintendent's room. March of last year, Bacchus, just after Easter holiday. I'll confess at the time I assumed that you pulled some stunt along with Siegfried and the others, and that because of your connection to the headmaster you got off light, and that Julie had been assigned to watch over you in that way. If you have something to say. They say Julie has a scar below his neck. He doesn't come to the tea parties. That last room on the second floor of Jacob House used to be Siegfried's hangout. Last Easter holiday, the only ones left here were Julie and Bacchus. They're really playing up that incident. Was Julie the one being watched over? I was not expecting this kind of thing from you, Bacchus. This isn't like you, but it is. It is most like me. What I'm worried about is you, Oscar. When it comes to Julie, you become quite passionate. Dear Julie, the other day the doctor came and told us she needed a detailed examination, but it seems that there's no need to worry. She does not get fevers as much as she did before. She's always thrilled to get a letter from you, so please try to write in easy language for her. She wants to read them on her own. This white dove is me. This angel is Julie. Eric has gone to the Werners. How much longer will this go on? I don't care who. Schwartz, Werner, anyone. I just wish someone would take him away. Remove him from my sight because I like you. Because I like you. Because I like you, I don't want to hear those words. It's too painful. There's something odd about Julie. Some of the underclassmen are whispering that Thomas killed himself. Not that I believe that. Smoke? No. Wow, for Oscar to turn down the smoke is telling me he's pissed. Eric has declared his love for Julie, and they share the same room. You'd think they'd grow closer. That Eric's a good kid. I said right from the start. I can't comprehend rejecting him. I don't suppose there's anything we can do to help, but if there is, I'd like to. Bacchus. I don't think there's much either of us can do to help. Is that scar on his neck Siegfried's doing? Yeah. I don't know the details, and I didn't see it with my own eyes. Last spring, early on the morning of the day after the 2-week Easter vacation, the students caught the first train back to school. We were in the 6-bed room just above the superintendent's room where Ante is now. I knew why Julie had stayed at school. His sister was in the hospital with a fever and there was no one at home. Oh, wow. Oh, Julie, what happened? You pushed him down, Oscar. I just patted his shoulder. Oh. They say the temperature of a lit cigarette is 600 degrees Celsius. It was raw and there were ashes stuck to it. I have on one arm where I accidentally rested on a cigarette, just a light scar, but this one, there's blood. He was attacked. Last night or this morning, Julie, but why? Who? He said he had a headache. We have to decide whether or not to put him in the hospital. Yes, sir. 3 days later, Siegfried and 3 others were abruptly expelled for delinquency. Well, they were always doing bad stuff. Booze, smoking, gambling. Yes, it must have been them. They were here over Easter holiday. And he wrote that weird report. They started that fire in the chem lab. They caught Julie. They caught him. The patient did not enter the hospital. Herr Hormann's room, where they had been carried, became Julie's room. The doctor insisted Julie needed a private room. 4 days later, Julie was back at the lectern, and everyone forgot he had been ill. Nothing had happened. The trees budded, spring came, then summer. Nothing had happened except that Julie, the scars remained on his heart and his body. Well, me, what can I do? I have to tell Julie when I see him. I won't ask you anymore. I won't be jealous of Thomas. I'll just keep saying I love you until you believe me. What can I do? Every day I looked at Julie and wanted to grab him by the shoulders and say, Julie, just forget about Siegfried. Forget about him. But how? Were you listening? Listening to what? Who's Siegfried? You knew. Don't touch me. Oh, no. Oh, well, damn, no, he didn't know, actually. He didn't really know until this moment. Son of a bitch. Oscar knew. Oh. What did you say to Julie? What'd you say? Who's Siegfried? Why did he run away? Julie wasn't supposed to be this way. I didn't mean to pressure him this way. Oh, Julie, where'd you go? Oh, I don't want Julie to die. I used to try to strangle myself to death. I failed, but this time. Today I went to Thomas's house. I saw a photograph of him laughing in the snow, and he looked like me. And then I realized that Thomas truly loved you. Go, Julie. Oscar knows. You can ask him, he knows. What do I have to ask him? I love you. Why? Is that not enough? You love me. I love you. You've known it all along. Why don't you believe me? No matter what, no matter what. Even if I'm a devil. Julie, even if I'm a murderer or a traitor, yes. Even if I tell you how I got these scars. Even if you know that. After all, Oscar knows. And Oscar loves you. There are things he doesn't know. What should I do? Slug him? 5 or 6 good cracks. That's what he needs. Face will be disfigured. Well, good. Maybe I'll knock some sense into him. No, my face would be disfigured. He's pretty strong, you know. No one knew. No one who knew could ever forgive me. Julie, if Thomas had known what kind of person I am, he would never say he loved me. That's not true. He loved you. He would have loved you no matter what you are. Why can't you see? I can see. I knew he loved me. I knew the farce wasn't a farce. I knew he was always there under the trees. Yes, Thomas loved me, but what could I do? Why? You knew. Why did you say you didn't believe him, Julie? You said he means nothing to you. But what could I do? I have no wings. Gabriel, Gabriel, blow your horn. I have no wings. Wings? You mean wings to carry you to heaven? My wings were torn off. 'Tis a new day to be separated to the chaff and to gather and march on to meet your maker. Archangel Gabriel, blow your horn on judgment day. None cry, none laugh for the sinners. Can't you use my wings? If I have any wings, couldn't you use mine? I'll give you one. I'll give you both. I don't need them. And then if you had wings, you could join Thomas. Eric! Oh, Julie, Julie, this is my love. Spring, the last day of snow, Thomas jumped, leaving me the only words, and now at last I understand their meaning. This is the sound of my heart. Surely you must understand. You must understand. Thomas Warner, you... Julie, do you even like me a little? Julie, you're saying you love no one. Can you really go on like that the rest of your life? I'll give you my wings. I don't need them. From the time I transferred here, Julie was seeing Thomas standing behind me. In his dreams each day, in the music of the wind, in the slightest sign he would help him, his golden-haired, blue-eyed amour. Is this flame hot? How is it not? Do you want to put your eye out? Oh, Oscar, it's the headmaster. What? What is going on? What is happening? Oh. The headmaster's in the inner room, but don't go in. He's unconscious. Unconscious? What happened? He suddenly collapsed. Why? A heart attack. It was too big to have been his first. I suspect he's been hiding it. He was calling your name over and over again. This morning at Mass, he was fine. Before he collapsed, we'd been talking about you. He was asking advice about whether or not he should adopt you. Me. I told him I was against it. Of all the students, why should the headmaster choose you? Will he live? No one's allowed to come in here unless they're called by me. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, I've got to, straighten this book out. Oh. Oh, my God. I don't know. A case like this, will the patient live? I don't know. There's no need for you to cry. On the back of all students, I've always seen faint rainbow-colored angel wings. The headmaster's ill. Did you see the Red Cross truck? Ill. Eric, did you see the Red Cross truck? Yeah, where's Julie? Oh, dishing out the soap. It's his turn. They say Oscar hasn't left the headmaster's room. I'll do that. You go sit with Oscar. Me, yes, you. The wing needed to pass the narrow gates into heaven. I alone lacked them. I alone was the Judas in their midst. Did you love me anyway, Thomas? Enough to give me your life for me, Thomas. Oh my God. I'm not up to it. My hands are too small. Oscar needs you now most of all, and that's why you have to be by his side, because Oscar really loves you. Are you serious, Eric? You're selling your love to your rival? Are you sure? When did you change your mind? You're giving up to Oscar? That's perfect. That's the prefix so popular. I'll clock the lot of you. The headmaster is like a father to Oscar, and that father is ill. The Red Cross truck is here, and they're giving him camphor injections, and he might die. Even Oscar would feel helpless. Wow. Good on Eric for being like, now's not the time. For so long I'd wondered, why did Christ tell Judas to go when he knew he would betray him? That thou doest do quickly, thus bring himself closer to the cross. Why did he let Judas go? Did Christ love Judas nonetheless? And did Judas love Christ? You knew. You said nothing, and you watched my performance while I was pitying myself. How is the headmaster? What do you want? If it's all right for me to be here, if you need someone and you love me. The headmaster's my dad. He's my dad. Oh my gosh. I realized it as soon as I arrived here. Oh, so this is him. From the time I was small, I sensed that my dad, Gustav, was not my real dad. I loved my mother, Helene, and my father, Gustav, and my mother doted on me. My father treated me strangely. In front of my mother, he practically ignored me and never showed any love. The year after my father killed my mother, while we were on the run, oh my God, was the time Gustav showed me the most kindness. Oscar, I just want to ramble. Let me ramble and count yourself lucky to hear it. So he did kill her. I thought when I saw the headmaster, so this is the guy who made my dad kill my mother and took Gustav away from me. If it hadn't been for him, I would literally not exist. He came wearing short pants with a long scarf around his neck. He had grown-up eyes and spoke grown-up words, flapping his blonde hair from his eyes. The son of a bitch, I thought, and yet I searched my heart high and low, and I could find no hate there for him. And each day I grew fonder of him. Dear old dad, if I feel this way with my bad attitude, how must the headmaster feel? If he's going to die, there's one thing I want to say to him before he loses consciousness, that I love him. I'll cry it right into his ear. You loved the headmaster? But you never showed any signs, because I was neither a good student nor a good son. And this was your ace in the hole? That's right, it was my joker. What I wanted was for someone to notice, you or father, to realize that I love him. You'd forgiven him? Yes, Julie. Crushing all, swallowing all, the wheel of time rolls on slowly into the past. I was waiting, that's all. Oh my gosh, what is this drama? Oh, he's all right now. Really, doctor? He'll be in bed for a month, and we'll see if he needs to be in the hospital. But for now, you can go in and see him. Julie, the headmaster's all right. Really, where's Oscar? In the headmaster's room. I'll go see him. He must not have wanted to go back to an empty room. He came to our place and was up all night. Do you want to come in? I'll pour some tea. Yes, I'd like that. The last room on the second floor of Jacob House, the tea party room. Oh, a bright room. No sign left of the fallen feathers. Yes, Bacchus, I've learned that God loves us, no matter what we're like. Well, we are his creations after all, faults and all, that's to be expected. Perhaps. Just maybe I've been happy all along. When I'd lost my wings, closed my heart and passed my days as if nothing had happened. Wasn't I actually happy when I was suffering from the realization that Thomas loved me, when I received his last will and testament, when I feared the sound of Thomas's hand knocking on my closed door, when I saw his shadow in Eric and felt murder in my heart? Even then was I not happy, every day, every hour? I'm leaving Schlotterbach. Oh. You had me worried there for a while. Julie's quitting school. Why? It can't be. Well, that's a lie. Oh, my God. It's some sort of plot of Herbert's. No, I heard straight from Herr Homan. Yes, ask him yourself. Julie's in the chapel. You mean Oscar? He's going to a seminary in Bonn. He's going to be a priest? That sounds like him. A seminary in Bonn? I'm afraid there's no point in chasing him, Eric. Thomas has already caught him. And there's nothing to do. There's nothing left to wait for. Julie has already taken his first step. And that is our farewell and a new beginning. Eric, I'm going to the seminary too. How do I sign up? Where is it again? Bonn. Bonn. Take my word. We each have our own nature, and you are not made out to be a priest, Eric. Don't turn your back on me, Father. How could you? What is this all about anyway? You didn't say a word. It's a joke, right? It's not true. I'll leave tomorrow. Well, then just go ahead and leave. Abandon me and Oscar and your bodyguards and just leave. You told me you'd give me your wings, didn't you? Oh. Where's Oscar? Where's Julie? I'm standing in. He's busy packing. Could you tell him I said take care? Yeah, I'll do that. Oh my God, I can't believe we're getting this. I take it back. If you're leaving, I won't give you so much as a hair, let alone my wings. No way. I won't. There's so much I want to talk to you about. Watching you reminds me of my gentlest memories. The morning my sister was born, fresh snow on Christmas, the first girl I had a crush on, a stranger's tear of kindness. I don't believe you have ever truly resented or hated anyone. That's what draws people to you. You are a Moor. If you leave, I'll resent you forever. I loved Thomas. I loved him. Before the words would break from his lips, he had already spoken them with his eyes, and that's the kind of child that he was. He was a quiet child. Oh my God. Let me get this right on here. Get this up. He was a quiet child, and like many other devotees, I worshipped him, and the sight of him filled me with happiness, and I betrayed him, or rather I betrayed myself. Julie, do you remember? Siegfried gasped. We met him at the station. He's Siegfried? Who is he? He's one of 4 who were expelled the spring of last year, ostensibly for delinquency and arson. Spring of last year, he was a senior. An Oberprima. He was quite the reader. He was in the library often. Oh, this book's already overdue? I'm writing a report on it, The Renaissance in Humanism, just a bit longer, Prefect. That's all right. It's just that it's a new book, so I wanted to read it myself. Let me guess, your father's Greek. Yes, when your report's finished. You have such lovely black hair. The week-long Easter vacation arrived and I remained in school. My mother would be with my sister in the hospital and I couldn't bear the idea of all that time alone with my grandmother. They were not allowed to leave because they had broken school rules. I'd love to hear your thoughts. When you've read it, I will discuss it. Our room's at the end of the 2nd floor of Jacob House. Come by. I'll be waiting. Did you go? Why? I was drawn to him. Julie, but what about Thomas? I knew what kind of upperclassman he was. One part of me whispered that I should stay away from him. There's a good seed and a bad seed in my heart. The good was drawn to Thomas. The bad was drawn to him. I said my wings were torn off, but the moment I accepted Siegfried's invitation, I had thrown them away myself. Oh my God. He gave off a smell of cruelty. I knew what a coward I was when I walked into his room. Your scars, those scratches on your back. The octagonal glasses man did that. They weren't scratches. They're from a teacher's cane. What did he do? What happened? They wanted me to do their bidding. And I did. It was a night of play in the vein of his ideology of deviltry. He was laughing. All men are fallen angels. God, what has God done? All faith crumbles under the right circumstances. It's nothing but a fragile convenience, and he proved it using me. Bring me a glass of water. Open your eyes, wonderful, faithful Julie still won't change his thinking. But there's no defeating violence. This is the last. Now say it. You will say it. Say that I am above your God, that you believe in me, that you love me. Just one word, Ja. Just one word. You love me, don't you? And so I did. I got on my knees and kissed his feet as my lord's. I said it over and over, please, please, I'll do anything. Stop, that's enough. And so I sealed my vow in blood, and that's enough. Don't say any more. I'm sorry, it must have been so hard to say. I made a show of rejecting Julie at the farce. But I knew he was serious. I do love you. I think you're wonderful. Why do you look at me that way? Aren't you happy? Don't you love someone and feel happiness? Don't you love anyone? Why? I couldn't answer. I was unworthy. I even had a dream that I burned Thomas. It was too much to bear. I convinced myself that I loved no one, and when I heard of Thomas's death on that snowy morning, as I walked the stone path patched with snow to my room, my heart was racked with confusion. And then Oscar handed me his testament. It was no accident. I didn't understand why he had gone so far from me. He knew nothing. All he knew was that I had closed my heart to one and all, but he knew that though I had turned my back, though I denied, that I desired that much which man cannot live. That I desired that without which man cannot live. And so that Amor, that little god of love, went away, his eyes sparkling. Farewell, I'm going. And there's the image from the book. And so you are left with all, and you have nothing left to lose. From the moment he said he loved me, he had forgiven all. Whether or not he knew my sin was unimportant. Regardless, he had forgiven all. When I happened to realize that, Thomas, someday I will tell you all that is in my heart in the presence of our Lord. You didn't even give us time to throw you a farewell party. Well, take care. Write to us. If you don't like it, come back. Oh, shut it. Bye now. A prefix to the end. For Julie, tell him to open it on the train. He's really going. It's for you, Julie, from Ludwig. Oh, no, he said he's supposed to open it on the train. It's a library book, that little thief. Take it. What, is it interesting? No, not at all, but Thomas read it. Oh my gosh. I'll see you when you graduate. Yes. Don't you have anything to say, Eric? No. Julie. Oh. Oh, damn it. This is happening so soon. Is he going to read that note? I'm going to quit this school. And do what? I'm going to Lake Constant. Sid's there. Don't be silly. Summer vacation's a long way off. And what about your other friends? Bacchus, Herbert, Liebe, me? You still have a lot more learning to do. Isn't that so, Le Bébé? Oh my God, that was it. Oh my God. Oh. So back to the very beginning. Oh. I've been thinking for nearly 6 months, thinking about my life and my death and about a certain friend. Oh my gosh. Julie. Oh my God! I am well aware that I am but an adolescent child, and so I know that this boyhood love will be flung against some sexless, unknown, transparent something. This is not some simple gamble, and the problem is not that I loved him. He must love me, he must. Right now, for all intents and purposes, he is dead. And if it means bringing him to life, I think nothing of having my body shattered. They say a person dies twice. First comes the death of thyself, then later comes the death of being forgotten by friends. If that is so, I shall never know that second death. Even if he should die, he will never forget me. In this way, I shall always be alive in his eyes. Oh my God, y'all. Y'all. Oh. Oh, wow. Holy shit. Okay, so The Heart of Thomas, How the Heart of Thomas Came to Be by Rachel Thorne, who translated it. In May 1967, Osamu Tezuka's magazine Calm, always going back to Osamu Tezuka, right? Especially a magazine for the manga elite, published a roundtable discussion on the topic of shoujo manga, Japanese girls' comics. The discussion consisted primarily of a 39-year-old male literary critic telling 9 teenage girls and 3 teenage boys that shoujo manga were drivel, with some of the girls making half-hearted attempts to defend the genre. 4 years later, in October of 1971, Calm arranged another roundtable discussion on shoujo manga, this time consisting entirely of women cartoonists. That issue of Calm was a special issue on shoujo manga, the underlying theme of which can be summarized as why are shonen manga, boys' comics, being put to shame by shoujo manga? One of the participants in that second roundtable was a 22-year-old Moto Hagio. Hagio and some of her fellow participants, Keiko Takemiya, Yukari Ichijo, Jun Morita, were arguably the primary answer to that question of why shoujo manga were putting shonen manga to shame. The early 1970s was a massive time of upheaval in the world of shoujo manga. Throughout the 1950s and most of the 60s, shoujo manga were targeted primarily at elementary school girls and featured passive, pre-adolescent heroines in melodramatic situations, often involving separation from a mother. Romance was all but taboo. That began to change gradually in the mid-1960s as women artists like Yoshika Nishitani introduced teenage heroines who were actually interested in boys. Still, with few notable exceptions, the genre as a whole probably deserved the contempt with which it had been treated at that first Calm roundtable. By the end of the 1960s, though, Japanese youth culture had been dramatically transformed by the same forces that had changed youth culture throughout the industrialized world. No longer satisfied with orthodox narratives handed down from on high from adults, teens looked for new narratives created by artists and writers much closer to themselves in age and sensibility, stories their parents wouldn't approve of. At the same time, the manga business was booming. The number and average age of readers grew each year, and the number of manga magazines grew accordingly, and that led inevitably to a need for more artists. The trickle of women artists in the male-dominated field of cartooning grew to a flood by the end of the decade. This new generation of women artists was born in and around the year of 1949 and was given the label I translate as the Magnificent 49ers. They are sometimes referred to as the Year 24 Flower Group. Hagio made her professional debut in the summer of 1969. In October of that year, she moved from her provincial home in Fukuoka to Tokyo, where she shared an apartment with fellow cartoonist Keiko Takemiya. Takemiya was deeply interested in male homosexuality and tried to get Hagio interested too, but did not succeed until the summer of 1970, when she dragged Hagio to see the French film Les Amitiés Particulières, This Special Friendship, from 1964. The film's premise can be summarized thusly. 2 boys in a boarding school fall in love. A teacher finds out and cajoles the older boys into ending their special friendship. The rejected younger boy commits suicide. There is, of course, more to it than that, but this beautiful and tragic story became an inspiration to Hagio. Later that year, Takemiya published Japan's first boys love shoujo manga, a short story titled In the Sunroom. Hagio, in the meantime, had begun work on a much more ambitious tale. It was a story, like many, she was creating in those early years, which she had never seriously expected to see published. Although clearly inspired by the French film, Hagio's story was far more complex. Rather than ending with a suicide, the cause of which was obvious, Hagio begins with the suicide, the cause of which is a mystery. She called it Thomas no Shinzo, the Heart of Thomas. Meanwhile, the world of shoujo manga was changing at a startling pace. Another 49er, Yumiko Hoshima, had begun testing the limits of the genre with a series of quirky short stories, culminating in the story Birth, August 1971, about a high school girl deciding whether or not to end a pregnancy. Holy shit, this is pretty revolutionary for 1971. A year after Hajio first saw the French film, it no longer seemed so outlandish to publish her story in some form. Hajio began to think about a version of her story that would be acceptable to a shoujo manga editor. She tried to rework it using female characters to overcome the most obvious hurdle. The story featured only boys, yet the readers were all girls. But it didn't work with a female cast. Creating as a woman for female readers, she found herself wanting to make every action more realistic and plausible. As she put it in her 2005 Comics Journal interview, it sort of came out giggly. It was important that the characters be other, in order for Hajio to explore the themes, some quite abstract, that she wanted to explore. I love that. In early 1971, Hajio moved from the conservative mainstream girls magazine Nakayoshi to the newer shoujo comic, where she was welcomed by the innovative editor Junya Yamamoto, said to be the adopted parent of the Magnificent 49ers. Yamamoto never tried to tell Hajio what to write, or more importantly, what not to write. This was quite a change and is, in fact, still rare in the manga business today. When Yamamoto gave Hajio 40 pages for a new story, she decided to test out Thomas. Using most of the same characters in the same setting, she created a very different story with some similar themes. November Gymnasium. Yamamoto accepted the story without comment, as usual, and it was published appropriately enough in November 1971 in the issue of the special edition shoujo comic. Wow, so this has roots like in the 70s. Well, that explains because like Siegfried's glasses and all of the wardrobe and the costuming, it felt very 1960s, 1970s. The story was well received. But Hajio, like most shoujo manga artists of the day, was stuck with short stories. There was no way to condense Thomas into 40 or even 100 pages, and serializing stories was a privilege reserved for a handful of established stars. For all the attention she was receiving, Hajio was still a rookie. In 1972, she began a project for her publisher, Shogakukan, and that was the next best thing to a serial, a series of interrelated narratives featuring a recurring characters that nonetheless worked as standalone stories. Kind of like Natsume's Book of Friends, maybe, a little bit. This was the Poe clan, still one of Hajio's most famous and popular works, about a pair of teenage vampires, Edgar and Allan Poe. Oh, fun! I want to check that out. Here, a series of historical coincidences was set into motion, which culminates with you reading this English edition of The Heart of Thomas. 1972 was also the year in which The Rose of Versailles, Ryoko Ikeda's epic tale of a cross-dressing heroine in the midst of the French Revolution, began serialization. Okay, well, that's all I know about The Rose of Versailles. It was also the year that publishers began to seriously experiment with trade paperbacks of manga. Until then, publishers' profits from manga had come from advertising in the magazines in which they were appearing. Trade paperbacks were strictly a niche market geared at a handful of hardcore manga geeks. For all that comics had grown in popularity and sophistication, it was still taken for granted that manga were to be read in magazines, then discarded and forgotten like chewing gum. The Rose of Versailles proved to be a runaway hit for rival publisher Shueisha. So one day in early 1974, Hajio's editor told her that he wanted her to begin a weekly serial that would be a worthy competitor to The Rose of Versailles. He was thinking of a serial that would last at least 2 to 3 years. Hajio had never done a weekly serial before. Her Poe stories had run in the monthly special edition shoujo comic, not the weekly shoujo comic. And even those stories had not always run in every issue. Thomas was the only material that she had that could be made to fit the order. Hajio showed the editor 60 pages, and he quickly approved. Just 3 episodes in, that same editor, by then editor-in-chief, asked her to cut Thomas short. The reader surveys had come in from the issue in which the episode ran, and Thomas had pulled dead last. Hajio explained that this was a story with themes, and that it was vital to bring them out naturally. She asked for just a little more time. Week after week, this scene played out again, and each time she managed to get just a little more time. In fact, Hajio was not trying to end the story quickly at all. She was simply buying time while she developed the story as planned. The Heart of Thomas, in fact, was over the heads of the magazine's very young readers. It's a complex story that resists summarizing. It does not have a central, clearly defined, identified protagonist. It suggests themes such as trauma and sexual assault that elementary school girls could not have been expected to understand. Then, just as the axe was about to truly fall, the sales figures for the first Poe trade paperbacks began to come in. It was flying off the shelves. Shogakukan's experiment with manga trade paperbacks was an unmitigated success. The success of the Poe trade paperbacks resulted in increased readers interested in Thomas, which shot up the weekly reader polls. Hagio's editor stopped asking her to cut the work short, and the story concluded in the last issue of 1974. A month later, the first volume of the Heart of Thomas trade paperback collection hit the shelves, and suddenly it was reaching readers, including many young men drawn by rumors of something remarkable, who would never have touched the magazine. Many of the girls who did not understand the story the first time around bought the paperbacks and read them over and over, and still do today. I've met several women who told me of passing Thomas onto their own daughters or sons, and as a professor, I have met many of those daughters who first learned of Hagio through their mothers. The Heart of Thomas was published at precisely the right moment. Had it been serialized a year earlier, it most likely would have been cut short due to poor polling. Had it been published a year later, it might have been lost amidst the flood of literary shoujo manga that followed. Or, more likely, that flood would never have occurred, and the story might never have been accepted in the first place. The Heart of Thomas helped to transform the genre of shoujo manga from a niche market that peddled tired cliches of children to a genre that drew and continued to draw the serious attention of mainstream literary critics and scholars of both genders. It gave young women artists permission to explore themes and styles that would have been unthinkable otherwise, and it inspired more than a few young male artists to incorporate some of the techniques of shoujo manga into manga for men and boys. Hagio later created 2 prequels to The Heart of Thomas, the short story By the Lake and the book-length The Visitor. More than 4 decades after it first appeared on the pages of shoujo comic, The Heart of Thomas remains popular today. It has appeared in 6 different Japanese editions, some of which have gone through dozens of print runs. In 1988, it was the inspiration for the live-action movie Summer Vacation, 1999. And in 1996, the all-male theater troupe Studio Life created a stage version that is still performed periodically to full houses. In 2009, it was adapted into a prose novel by best-selling author and renowned Hagio fan Hiroshi Mori. Which brings us, finally, to that which you hold in your hands right now. The first authorized English edition of Moto Hagio's The Heart of Thomas. Enjoy. Mori? Oh, really? Wow. Okay, so maybe I'd intended for the oldest story to be next week, but this might have actually been the oldest story. Well, sometimes things happen. Wow. Look, y'all. I was not prepared when I sat down today for the roller coaster that was The Heart of Thomas. Going through this, and what's really kind of funny is that have you ever watched the show Fleabag? It's on Amazon Prime. It's the show Fleabag, and it's about this woman who kind of views herself. The only thing that is similar that I will say is that in season 2 of Fleabag, there is a character that kind of ends up going the same route as Julie in the end. So that's something to take into consideration. And the whole talk that Julie was having at the end with Eric about becoming a priest and the reason why, and that was his road to success. It's very similar. So just honestly though, this was an amazing story. This was an amazing BL. This is the kind of BL that I lived for, because it was just like, there was nothing. I think usually when people think of yaoi and BL, the end result is that there's going to be like a sex scene between them, or something's going to happen. There's going to be this very explicit, like, no offense, but next week there's going to be a lot of penises. I'm just going to tell you right now, there's going to be dicks galore next week. So hope you're ready for that. And there was some dicks last week too. But this was middle school boys. So good. Glad we didn't have anything sexual. It was all just, just a peck on the cheek, a hug, yearning. It was mainly the yearning, honestly. I mean, from watching The Untamed, when people are like, oh, well, how do you get romance out of this? No, romance is not necessarily a penis. Romance is yearning. It's love. It's affection. It's everything that Julie was denying himself that Thomas tried to give, and then Eric did give him, to give him that permission to love. It makes me so emotional. It was so good. Oh, and just like the themes. And the one thing I'm happy about too is knowing what Julie went through with Siegfried, knowing that assault that he went through. It makes so much sense why he didn't crave that anymore. right? And so Eric didn't try to force that on him. Instead, Eric was working instead to like try to heal him. Eric was more concerned about healing Julie so that he could move forward rather than getting anything sexual out of it for himself. And then I'm glad that Oscar ends up getting with his dad, that his dad's going to adopt him. And it's all this story about these characters all healing themselves and finding ways to move forward and better their lives is so inspiring and beautiful. Just, oh, yep. I definitely understand where she's coming from, because at the very start, this series is like, it's a slow burn. And when we first started the story, I was like, okay, well, Julie's a really interesting character, but I don't know where we're going with this and with Eric. And then his relationship with Eric and Oscar and how the three of them kind of develop over the course of the series. And then you get Ludwig in there and you get Auntie in there and then Bacchus and all of them. It's one of those stories that as it goes, it gets deeper and deeper and deeper and fleshed out more and more. And it was just incredible, y'all. Incredible. I was living. This was amazing. I had been holding off on this for so long, y'all, recording, because the worst thing was that I know people have really recommended it, but I was terrified because I'm like, this is a very daunting task. And my biggest fear was that I wasn't going to like it. I was like, what if I get like into this and I don't like it, but I've committed for Januyaoi to read this. I'm like, what if I get into it and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. Instant win. Instant win. And also this version is so beautiful. Like, I love that I have this version. So thank you. Thank you, fellow patrons, for getting me this. Thank you so much. I am like head over heels. I'm so happy that I got this. I am so happy. Also, I'm so glad that they developed this. Also, it was not cheap, so thank you. I mean, it's $44 for a 3-in-1, according to this. Maybe you can find it on a certain site for less. But it's so good. So good. Oh my God. No regrets. I highly recommend this. This is one of the best BL series I've read that I was so hooked on instantly. One of my favorites. One of my favorites. And honestly, if you have people that you know that are like, I don't know if I want to read any BL because I don't want to have all the penises on the screen, this is it. This be it. This is the way to go. Oh, y'all, what a journey. So amazed. But yes. Next week, we'll have a very long video, so I hope you're ready for that. But we'll have a very long video next week, and I'm still editing it as I record this, and it's gonna be a doozy. So I hope you have like furniture to put together or a commute across country. But next week's gonna be no love zone, so we'll see how that goes for us. But in the meantime, thank you for stopping by for Januyaoi. This has been an amazing installment, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'll be back very soon with more Januyaoi. I'll see you then.